Hello, everyone. Welcome to TCH Live here on a beautiful Thursday evening here in Austin, Texas. The D&D show is back. We got myself, David Della Pena, and
David Pratt, who is that beautiful animal in the two-seat right now?
oh, that's
playing
you.
the
He's actually
bomb
there.
pot. Look at that handsome man.
You may actually see David Pratt and I. If you don't know what we look like, I'm actually sitting in seat 1, and David Pratt is in seat 3. We were just messing around a little bit.
Check. All right, C2 checks, 3 checks.
It's your sound.
Oh, shame on me.
All right, looks like we're starting with a bomb pot. PLO bomb pot. Queen 5-8 on the board here. And we got some new characters. We'll go over them in a minute. There's me in the 1 seat talking to Cy. And Cy joined the stream today, which is always fun when we can have Mr. Cy in the building.
And this is a fun one because I'm playing side stack here.
Yeah.
And
Cy's patiently waiting.
patiently waiting. Not a great PLO flop for this. Like, yeah, 9 high, flush draw, gutter ball. Not a big fan.
And as always, we can never. Sometimes we never get the cards on the PLO bomb pot. It's just I don't know. With 4 cards, it's just harder to scan for some reason.
It's harder to play too.
But we do get action. Dan sitting in seat 2 next to me there. This is his first time on the stream, so welcome, Dan.
280 is total bet.
And we're going to get it. I believe we're going to get it all in here on the very first hand.
No, he just Chip just went over there.
Did Jeff change his name, or we misspelled it somehow?
Well, you can
Geo? He's going by Geo today?
You can spell Jeff, Geoff.
Geo? Is that just another way to spell Jeff that I am not aware of?
I believe it is.
Because, no, the Geo. The Geo. Is that another way? Just Geo? Really? Well, I know the FF, but I'm just saying GEO by itself. No? Okay. Because I didn't know GEOFF was a way to spell Jeff. I kept calling him Geoff. But Geoff is all in, and he's going against, how do you say that, Dave?
On.
On? On. Okay. Easy enough.
Let's see what we got here.
And it looks like a set of kings here for Jeff. Don't know what Geo.
Against looks like a flush though. Set of kings is going to lose with the flush.
Yeah. What is that? 7 high flush, it looks like.
And interestingly enough, I would have won this pot
Checks
if
on
I'd
live
called.
What did you have?
9 high flush.
9 high flush? Oh, man. We were trying to get you to just pot it with Cy's stack because, you know, Cy can buy in. It doesn't, you know.
Yeah, I
no
know,
big
but
deal.
it's not my money. Like, if it was I flop quads, yeah, I'm just going to go for it.
1,000 behind, so.
I mean, there's some attraction to, like, losing size money for him. That'd feel great.
Yeah. We got some interesting facts about some of our players here that David Pratt can go over. Want to go ahead and tell the audience about that, Dave?
Well, let's see. Let's wait until they get in hand, and then we can go over Bachelor number 1, Bachelor number
Okay.
2, what they enjoy.
All
on the
eligible
beach.
bachelors here, ladies. So if you know. And it looks like we got a $20 straddle. I like it. We got TM here in the building, a.k.a. Terry. You have seen him playing around streams in the area, but he is definitely an action player. I was playing with him in the 2-5 table, and, man, he just hit the deck. Pretty much, I think he was on a 2K per hour pace there.
It's pretty
Doing
insane.
really well.
You're adding 800? No. Seat 8, you're adding 1,000, right?
Got a $20 straddle here. I like this.
It's a double straddle, like 20.
We got Dave. Dave's back in the building. They're in seat,
I got the wrong seat. It's seat 8.
is that 7? Looks like 7. I know it's a 10-handed table, but I'm just going based on the players that we have here. On's going to call. Gio's going to call as well. Oh, it looks like we still have the PLO thing up here.
Yeah, the tracker's still in PLO mode.
So we'll get that fixed here in a minute. Bear with us, everyone. But if you are in the chat, hello and welcome. Let us know where you're watching. We always love to know when people are watching from. city, state, county, country. There we go.
Side's got a pair of fives.
So I was going to go ahead and call from the spline blind. We're going to go here 4 ways here. 6, 3, queen, 2 hearts. Don't know what TM and on has. 85 in the pot here. Stakes are 2-5. Everyone bought in for 1,000, and it's match to stack after that. So this game, as you guys know, can get rather big, rather quick. Han's going to go ahead and place a wager, and everyone's going to fold. And Han is 2 for 2. He's definitely another action player here. I feel like Han was pretty much all in every single other hand. We're playing with him at the table as well. So should have a fun stream tonight. And Terry, it looks like Terry is going to add on as he wants to definitely match the stack as much as possible.
Checks on live.
How was your session, David? You played a little bit earlier.
I played a little bit of 1-2. I got here a little bit, about an hour or so early, and just played a little 1-2. Bought in for 3, was out for just under 8.
There you go.
Yeah, not bad.
Players take seat 7 checks.
It's always nice when you can get a little, just a quick run it up, you know?
1,000 behind.
Oh, Mr. Aaron McAvoy's in the chat. Aaron, let's gamble.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
One coming in for 1,000. Check here.
Aaron McAvoy in the chat. What is going on, buddy?
Throttle.
I believe he owes me money, so this is his chance to earn it back.
Oh, he's back. It's auto post.
We got a $10 straddle. On is going to, oh, excuse me, David's going to call the $10. On's going to fold. And there's our other player. I believe that's Sergio.
Six raised to 40. 7 folds.
TM's going to fold the 7 deuce, so it looks like the 7 deuce game is not on tonight.
That is very unfortunate. We should go out there and make them change that.
And we're going to get a raise to 40 from Faker. And heads up to the flop here with Dave going to go ahead and get the call.
Monotone 8 high.
8 high, currently in the lead, but Faker has the most equity as he has the queen of clubs, and he would need 4 a flush and 2 overs as well. David left his hand in the middle of the hand, but he is back. Oh, there's 3 in the hand. Okay, Gio is also in the hand. There we go. And there's a queen for Faker. Takes the lead. Don't know what Gio has. If you look at Faker's shirt there, he says, "I suck at poker." I was asking him earlier, so is this going to be true in the stream, or are you going to do opposite of that as reverse psychology? He goes, "I'll let you know." So we will watch to see how he does tonight.
Is this like a whole iocane powder thing? Or like which class is it in?
Right. And Gio's going to make the call. Jack on the river. Queen high may still be good here, and it is. All in and a fold from Gio, and Faker's going to take down a nice little pot. 2.1K on the top there. And Gio at the bottom, unfortunately, has had a couple of rough hands to start, but still has a long way to go till we get to the end of the stream here.
All right, Aaron, let's gamble. I'll go first.
Bomb 2 says, "Greetings from the domain," just right down the road. Troy is from Montana, a state that I've never been, but I would love to go. I've been to about 30 states in my life, and Montana is on the list as there's only around not that many left.
Oh, I rolled a 7.
You rolled a 7? Oh, and
7.
And Gio has aces. Speaking of having time to make it up.
DK just folded in the nuts. I'm disappointed in him.
And Sai has a pretty hand, and Rhett also has a pretty hand. Definitely both raisable hands here, but they're just going to call. Faker likely to get out of the way, and so is TM and Dave. And we're going to go 3 ways to the flop here. 137 in the pot. The effective stack is Geo, so if a jack or a queen comes on the board, they may get it in here, and it does. And Rhett's going to put the glasses on. Geo's going to check, and it's going to work for him to get some value here. Now, does he just call, or does he try to get it all in now?
I think with the ace of hearts, you just call here because you want size money in.
Definitely. Play it slow for now. Way ahead. And he just calls. Sai here also has a jack, but he has the worst kicker, and he's also in 3rd place. 362 now in the pot.
10 checks. 3 checks.
Geoff is going to check it over one more time. And it's going to check all the way around.
Oh.
And unfortunately, Geo probably should have got it in a little bit earlier, as Sai has now binked 2 pair.
Yeah, I was going to say, with the 9 on the turn there, I would not slow play that. That's when you speed up with the aces.
Yeah, and let's see how much Sai makes it here. Probably somewhere in the 250 to 300 range. Oh, he makes it much smaller than that. 150. Trying to get another jack to call, which he does. May even get aces to call here, too. And he does, and Sai is going to get max value. Sai doesn't even know if he's a good here, as he didn't want to turn it over. Yeah, I think Gio should have probably got it all in there, maybe on the turn. But unfortunately, unfortunate break there for aces going 3-way. Probably want to be more aggressive there and not let an opponent get you on the river.
And then after the flop, too.
Yeah, same.
Free flop. Who's gonna call like a 6 or 7x on the spade hand?
I mean, but after the flop, yeah.
Checks on live.
Let's see in a second.
Yeah, you can turn me up too. I like to hear it.
Nice little hand there for Sai.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we were saying on the turn there with the 2nd suit comes out and it's a straighty card, it's connected. That's when you put your foot on the gas with aces there. Don't slow play it. Make them pay.
Yeah, he only had 550 behind, and I think the pot was in the 300 range. So
I might even just shove there. You got 500.
yeah,
Just shove.
there's a flush draw out there. The board's very flushy, very straighty on the turn. I would like to see Gio just kind of get it in there, and if someone's on the draw, make him pay for it. If not, you take down, or you get max value if they miss.
All right.
And Aaron beat me. Unsurprising.
What'd you have?
I rolled
Oh,
a 7.
he had a 7?
I rolled a 7. He rolled a 33. So, Aaron, you're into me for $20.
Pocket 9s for DK. And TM's going to call. Faker's going to call. We're getting 5 calls here. We're going 4 calls, excuse me. We're going 5 ways to the flop here. 7-5-2 Rainbow. Don't know what TM has. This is only the 2nd time TM has ever played the stream, and the first time he played the stream, I think he had aces cracked pretty early, and I think he was just ready to head out after that. But he is a very good player, aggressive player, so we should definitely see some fun fireworks out of him for this stream. And he's going to go ahead and raise it up here to 205.
Oh, T10 here?
No, I know him. I had somebody else asking for it.
Oh, gotcha.
DK with the overpair here on a 7-high board.
Thank you. I would not be surprised to. You're getting a little bit better than 2-1 here. You've got an overpair to the board. I'd probably call it, see a turn.
Yeah, I don't mind a call in position. See what develops on the turn. If TM continues to barrel, then it's something you may have to think about a little bit, but it's so hard to fold 9s unless a 10 or higher comes on the board on the turn. And DK's, he's going to go ahead and raise it up here. And let's see. We still don't know what TM has. Pot is now 890. And it looks like TK only made 365 behind. So TM has two situations here, either to go all in or fold.
All right. 7 raises.
See, he just
And there it is.
yeah, he just smooth called the. He just flatted pre-flop. So like, what does he have? Fives?
Yeah.
Fives or
and-
sevens, but like you would not just flat $15 pre-flop with that. So
Yeah, and well, I mean, you can
Deuce
flat
five?
pre-flop with. What was he in this? He was in the small blind.
oh, interesting.
And what does he have? 7 deuce.
7 deuce. Wow.
And he got there.
7 of hearts, 2 pair.
So maybe he is playing the game by himself. He folded it last time, but he was in the small blind this time. I mean, it was only $15, and there's multiple callers there. So I mean, you're pretty much going to call with any hand there, and he just happened to get a lucky flop for him, and they got it all in. And the TM run continues. Like I just said, ladies and gentlemen, I was playing with TM at the 2-5 table before this stream, and literally ran 1K up to 5K in 2 hours. And the deck was, and he had it every single time.
Checks on live.
But he does play aggressive, and he will play some wild hands from time to time and get there. So it'll be fun to have TM on the stream tonight.
How much you coming into?
$10 straddle here for Gio. And one thing we learned about Gio earlier is that he likes baseball like you and I do.
Big
And how-
baseball fan. He
And how
told
many
us
has he been to?
he's been to 18 major league ballparks.
That's awesome.
Huge LA Dodgers fan. We talked a bit about
Boo.
Vin Scully.
See, my wife and I have a similar goal. I've been to 11 ballparks. She's been to 9. I think we've been to 5 or 6 together. And so our goal is to try to get to all 30 ballparks as well. It's just kind of a fun time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few that I have, like, I've never been to Fenway. I really want to see a game at Fenway.
I've been to Fenway. Fenway's a good time. Got some funny stories for Boston there. Ace Queen for Rhett's going to go ahead and raise it up to 55 here.
7 folds, 8 folds. 9 raises to 130. 10 folds.
Ace Jack for on.
On's going to go ahead and 3-bet.
He's Ace Jack off.
4 calls.
And Rhett's going to call. 2 ways to the flop here. Effective stack is 588. 272 in the pot. Looks like we have a flop, but don't know what it is just yet. But Han is going to lead out here.
9 bets.
It's 250 to 280.
4 folds.
Pot size bet.
And the bluff works. Aggression wins. Nice little pot there, Fran. TM in the lead here. Go ahead.
Looking in the chat here, JTN 1968. Still not sure if I'm going to be able to make it up to Dallas next week. Might have some friends in town.
You?
Yeah. Still working on it.
No, it's not mandatory. No.
Yeah, I mean, if David Pratt and I go, it'd probably be something that's not formally scheduled or anything like that. We just like make a road trip up there and come play with some folks. You know, I've been wanting to go there for like a year, and I don't know why. Just every time, and it has to be a weekend, obviously. I don't know. I don't really play poker that much on the weekends. I just kind of play, mid-afternoon, evenings, a couple times a week. But gotta make an exception. I think TCH Dallas is probably the best place to play holdem in the state of Texas, especially the higher stakes holdem. But I hear the 1-2 games are pretty wild as well. And we got a little hand here, DK, aka Dan, with the Ace King suited. It's gonna raise it up here. Rhett pocket 5s. It's gonna make the call, folding all the way around and. Yeah, we're going to go heads up here.
Classic coin flip.
Ace on the board, but...
Red has 5 of diamonds.
5 of diamonds.
He's got the steel wheel draw.
Yeah, straight flush draw. Straight draw. I like to definitely stay in here if I'm Rhett, and he does.
Might even raise it.
Well, they both have boats, but
This is a pretty easy fold, though, I think.
Yeah, for sure. He made it so small, only 125, but he's going to go ahead and get away. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, with that pre-flop action, ace-king is the bottom of DK's range. So he's got everything
Yeah, pretty much
from
almost
10s
every
to
other boat
ace-king.
beats him there. So, yeah. It's hard to fold boats, but when they're that small, sometimes you unfortunately just got to let them go. Jedi Master Ted said, my little sister, baby daddy, was a field producer at Fox Sports, or FX Southwest. I don't know what we're talking about here. Except for the 3 hockey arenas. If you guys have any questions for David Pratt and I, or anything about the stream in general, feel free to throw them in the chat, and we will forget about you for about 30 minutes. But we will get back to you.
Yeah. I mean,
We'll try.
I'm a font of useless knowledge. Like, I know all kinds of just random crap that why would you even care about?
Right. Oh, Aaron says he plans on going there.
Well, if Aaron's going to be there, I might be there because we know there'll be at least one fish in the room. Love you, buddy.
9 calls, 10 calls.
Cy raises it up here with the ace-deuce suited, getting a call from Rhett and TM, the 5-4 off in the hijack, and also Dave with a pretty 6-5 suited in the cutoff. We're going to go 5 ways here. Don't know what Gio has. He's going to come along in the small blind. Oh, and we got Han. Didn't even see Han over there in the back bottom right corner. So we're going 6 ways to the flop. Han with a pretty ace-10 suited. I'd love to see a raise there pre-flop, but he's just going to go ahead and make the call.
Sai's got hammerlock on that flop. That
Yeah.
is the best possible flop
There you
for
go.
him.
And
now
best
he's-
possible turn.
Yeah.
Sai's just, let's see if he's going to check here. Is he going to bet for value? And he's going to go ahead and bet with the nuts.
See, like, yeah, I was going to say, somewhere around 95, 105 bucks is the way to go.
Now, TM has an open ender, but he's going to get out of the way. Dave just has a pair of 6s. So, unfortunately, Sai with the nuts here is not likely to get paid off by anything.
8, 9, 10 folds.
I mean, problem with this is you can target a jack, but now that the flush got there, it's going to be hard to get any value.
Yeah, the only thing that's really going to call there is like king jack or queen jack with the king or queen of spades because they have a back door to the flush. But unfortunately there, Sai couldn't get any value as all his opponents didn't really have good enough hands to call.
Yeah, and if somebody had queen jack of spades, there would have been bigger pre-flop action. So
Well, I don't know. There was a lot of calls there because it definitely raised pre-flop. So sometimes it just depends on the player. There's some Han could have definitely raised it up. Even David could have raised it up with the pretty 6-5 suited there. But all 6 players just elected to call there. I mean, I'd love to see 3 bets a little bit more often so we could do more isolations and maybe at most 3-way. But every now and again, we got, sometimes we just get a little call happy. Just want to see cheap flops. Dave's going to raise it up here with the king 6 suited. Folding all the way around here to DK. I'd like to see a raise here.
would absolutely like to see a race. Oh, that's a shame.
He's just going to call, which is going to let Cyan with the 10-4 and the straddle.
That is a perfect make it look like a squeeze.
And ace-jack Rhett is going to come in as well, so we're going to go 4 ways to the flop once again. Oh, and Cy flops, trips with the 10-4.
Nice hand, good buddy.
And David with the king 6 backdoor flush draw is going to go ahead and lead out here. Cy, there are some diamonds out there that he may want to protect his hand, but he can also come in for a call too. But he is playing out of position, so let's see if he wants to raise it up here. And it looks like he will.
That is the smart play.
Raises to 160.
And unfortunately, again, no one's going to give him the call unless Dave feels a little spicy and wants to go in for the backdoor flush.
Hey, he's getting 3 to 1. That means 25% chance of making backdoor flush. Clearly, you know, the odds say don't call, but maybe he wants to be spicy.
Yeah, good fold, good lay down.
Yeah.
And size like, I can't get paid. Anytime you flop trips like that, you're multi-way, you just really wish it's a rainbow board so you can just kind of smooth call. Don't really have to worry about protecting your hands from the flush draw there. And just kind of let all the weaker hands stay in to try to get more value. But, you know, size, definitely an action player. Likes to protect his hands, but also build the pot as well and isolate if possible. So another hand taken down by Sai.
Sai, who continually insults me by not accepting my offer for a job interview. He just got a new job. I told him I wanted to hire him. And
You're trying to hire everyone.
please come in for an interview. And he just snubbed me. So now, you know, I don't like Sai anymore. I want to take his money.
You're more than welcome to hire me as an engineer. I just won't do any coding.
You know, but okay, I'm just going to let that one drop.
I'll just be a supervisor, you know? I'll just be like, hey, this looks good. Yeah, I like this here.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, yeah.
That's adorable.
I think I'm pretty good at supervising.
I'll hire you my intern. $8 an hour, part-time. Here, go, clean, wash my car.
Do y'all even have interns?
We do.
Like that work for you guys?
Yeah,
Like
we've
college
had-
kids and stuff like that?
We've done it in the past, yeah.
It's always fun when you have
It
college
is.
kids help you out. I remember those days way back when. Queen, Jack, 6, 10 on the board here. 3 ways to the flop.
With Rhett, even though he's not ahead, he's got the most, well, second most equity, but he thinks he's got great equity. He kind of does.
Oh, it definitely does. He got the nut flush draw and also the straight draw with the ace high as well. But he's slightly behind Dave that has the 10.
He's got a pair of sixes.
Oh,
and-
sixes as well. Yep.
and draw to the nuts, so.
I mean, if I'm red, I just jam here.
I think you kind of have to.
Love to see it.
This is jam or fold.
Oh, wow, he folded.
Wow.
But it would have been I would have had a straight.
Yeah, I mean, with his stack, I probably would have just got it in. And if I lose, I'm going rebuy.
Ace 6 of clubs. Or spades, I'm sorry.
I don't know if I can trust you anymore. You're jumping too much.
Ace 6 of clubs. The only reason I'm going to call that is because the flush draw, right? Maybe the straight draw on the backside, but.
Are we missing a player? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we got a full table tonight.
And we have Pokemon in seed 4. It's the only one. So it is probably not in play.
Oh, you know what? People haven't really been doing that Pokemon thing anymore. I never did it because that's just not my thing. I don't know anything about Pokemon other than the name
Me
Pikachu.
neither. I'm too old.
So, yeah, just wasn't my thing. But I don't really see people doing it anymore.
Sergio, what are you doing?
Oh, you didn't tell everybody the talk about the 2x4?
You know, I forgot to. I'm going to have to do that at halftime.
Yeah, so if you ever see Pratt just totally just go berserk when someone folds 4 deuce, is because that is the 2x4. And you got to play that when Pratt's around.
It worked for me several times the other night.
Yeah. 5 ways again to the flop here. Currently barely in the lead is the King 6 suited from Faker. Seen that hand twice today, but TM has a pair of 3s and Gio has a pair of 7s. And DK has a pair of jacks. How was the King 6 ahead there? Equity-wise. Don't know. Don't ask me. Now he's way ahead with 2 pair.
But again, Rhett's got a 4 flush. This is, I think, Rhett.
And
Okay,
also,
I like this bet. Yeah.
and also a gutter.
Yeah.
And now they both have a straight. And who wants it more? It looks like Red added on, so the 118 that says that he has is not true. He just made a bet of 175, and he has about 6 18 behind.
This is always
Ooh.
that fun game. Can I get you off a chop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it worked. I mean, with the 3 hearts out there, it makes it a little bit harder to call. Obviously, you know, the queen high, you know, excuse me, straight there beats him, but all the hearts there beat him as well. But very, 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 very hard to flop a flush there, David. So, but the aggression there works, and he gets him off the chop. And DK go ahead and folds.
Should I go out at halftime and announce a bounty for somebody who drags a pot with deuce 4? Like a $50 bounty. Anybody does it, I'll give them $50.
You?
Yeah. I think I might do that. I'll think about it.
You should go tell him. Whoever does it with deuce 4, 50 pucks from prop.
And my undying affection.
Dave's gonna raise it up here. This ace jack suited. Gonna get a call by On and Sai. Learned something interesting about Dave, that he is a wakeboard instructor, which is pretty awesome.
I'm fluent in French as well.
Yeah. So we may need to get on the lake here. I know Mosquito Josh has been saying, like, let's get on the boat. I've been wanting to learn to wake surf. It's one thing I just have not done yet.
7 checks. 8, 9 checks.
King 9 8. Sai has a pair of 9s. And
that's now
TM has no way to win this hand.
size open-ended as well.
Pair of 8s here for Han.
9 bets, 90.
And also a gutter. Needs a 7 for a straight.
I think size could probably raise this up.
Yeah, Sai with a pair and an open ender. Now he's just going to call here. TM out of the way and Dave out of the way. We're going heads up here. Sai's pair of 9s is still good currently. Han has 5 outs, needs an 8 or a 7, and does not get there. But Han looks like he's going to go ahead and take a stab at this. Trying to get exactly what Sai has to fold. 175 bet into 327. The board is paired. There is a straight out there as well, but Sai blocks that. And he's going to go ahead and make the crying call with a 9.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit too small.
And Sai always waits for them to show their hand. And good call there by Sai.
Yeah, if you're going to bluff, that sizing needs to be a little bit more.
Yeah, he probably should have made it in the 300-400 range.
Size, were you just straight lying to my face last week?
A little small.
I don't like playing on the stream, or I don't want to play on the lights.
There is a school of thought that that's exactly what a king would do there as well. But I still...
Betting somewhat small for value?
Yeah.
Well, with 2 kings on the board, it's unlikely that he has a king. And just the way the action played out, Han wasn't overly that aggressive. If he had a king, I think he would have continued, and he just didn't. So Sai essentially took the king away from his range and said, it's either a bluff or I'm beating you. And it was cheap enough for him to call.
You know, that might be the best poker analysis I've ever done. I think I've reached peak analysis for myself. I'm pretty proud. TM with a mystery hand, who this is not the first time tonight that his cards have not been scanned. I think he's missing the pip there to get him scanned.
8 calls. 9 calls.
Pretty straightforward call for Dave as well.
3 ways to the flop here. King 10-8, rainbow.
It's a hell of a flop for Dave.
7 bets, 115.
Open-ended here for Dave.
Gee, I might, if I'm him, and I don't know if this is the right call, but if I'm Dave, I might even raise this here. It's a rainbow flop. you're open-ended.
Sometimes.
Build the pot, because if you hit it, great, and you do have a fair amount of fold equity here.
We get one fold out of the way. TM.
Sometimes I just like seeing what some people
We may need to tell TM to scan his cards because half the time we don't know what he has. He is new to the stream, so I'm sure he'll figure it out. And Dave does not get there. Not sure what TM has, but Queen. Oh, wow. Dave's going to go ahead and make a bluff at this.
Still too small, though.
And TM's going to call, probably with some kind of a pair,
got a
and looks like he has a
10.
10.
Jack 10. Yeah, that makes sense.
Didn't even think about it.
But I mean, I'm glad I did it as a learning lesson because I want to keep playing at 5-5.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see what happens next.
Jack 10 there.
It's unfortunate for Dave.
Like, that game is wild, though. With
And
What do you think about that bluff spot there? I don't, you know, again, I don't claim to be an expert in this one. That just did not feel like a good bluffs opportunity there.
Well, he did it really fast, too. So I would have definitely thought about it more. Yeah, I mean, there's not really many bluffs there that he's really trying to rep there, and TM pretty much saw right through it. As you can see with second pair, he didn't even think about it, just snap called. I mean, he was essentially giving up with the second pair, but I think TM was in check call mode there, and he was going to call pretty much any bet that Dave had made it, unless he made it some crazy amount like 600-700, you know, almost 2x pot. But pot size bet, TM was all for it, as a lot of draws missed there.
the person who played best that wasn't one of those two.
Ace Jack here from Sergio is going to go ahead and raise it up here.
Not seen Sergio on the stream for a while. I played a couple streams with him about a year and a half ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've ever played with Sergio before.
Nice guy. We got TM to scan his cards. There we go. King Jack.
And he is definitely coming in with 2 Broadway cards. Rhett's in there with the Ace-7 suited, and we're going to go 3 ways to the flop here.
Going back, and they were leveling each other when it came to the straddle sizes. So it was a fun game. It was action.
3, 3, 4. Pretty much everybody whiffs this. I think whoever bets first is probably going to win. Now with
2 Broadway, 2 wheel gut shots now, though.
yeah, with Sergio and Rhett, now need a 2 for a straight.
Ben wasn't the size of the other 2 guys.
And still no betting. So as again, whoever bets at this is going to take it down.
If I'm TM, I'd probably take a stab at this. That's where I would bet from where we're positioned.
Yeah. And chop with the 2 aces there. Well, as the board is paired twice, so best of 5 cards, ladies and gentlemen. The best hand is 5-5-3-3 ace. So the jack and the 7 no longer play. And Rhett and Sergio are going to chop a small pot here. Everyone loves a chop pot.
I don't necessarily know if I love a chop pot. I find it acceptable, especially when I got it in bad and you get to chop. Like, well, okay. I don't have to pay for my stupidity.
Someone asked, does TM sometimes wear a cowboy hat?
Well, this is Texas, so we are legally mandated to wear a cowboy hat at least once a year.
Well, I I wonder if they're talking about because what's his name? DQ wears a cowboy hat and never scans his cards. Maybe he's taking a book out of the DQ there. By the way, Dairy Queen, 75 cents for a little cone for their like anniversary or something like that.
Not a bad deal.
I think to like April 24th. I don't know why I threw. Oh, because of DQ. Yeah, I talked about DQ. So if you want a Dairy Queen cone, 75 cents.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first hour of the stream brought to you by your friends at Dairy Q. DQ, that's what I like about Texas.
You know, for the longest time since I was a kid, I thought Dairy Queen was only in Texas simply because of their commercials. Queen high board here, and TM has top pair.
And Dave's got the flush draw, and everybody has the backdoor flush draw. They're sticking around.
Board is paired here now. So TM with 2 pair and a 10. Him being on the button and checks around likely. Oh, no. Gio's going to take a stab at this with just ace high. TM going nowhere, maybe even would raise,
No, not that far.
but he's just going to call.
Acre of property on 22.
And Dave with the flush draw is going to come in along, well, looking for
It's literally right by
a
the
club. Small pot, 230 in the pot here.
Yeah.
Let's see if Dave could suck out here, or Gio with an ace.
That's a good location.
And there it is, ace for Gio.
Big.
After 183 expand.
He's just sitting there, C10, thinking Clayton Kershaw, and gets the ace.
That's the best.
See, he's a Dodger fan. Clayton Kershaw's an ace pitcher. See, it's a whole train of thought here.
Will TM pay him off with a queen here? Flush draws did miss. And he is going to pay him off, but he's going to see the bad news that he got there on the river. But just a small amount for TM, who's been running in God mode for the last 2.5, 3 hours.
Mr. Aaron, is it actually gamble time? If it is, you get to go first because you defeated me. I let you win, lull you in a sense of security. If it is time you go first, I'll go after you.
I've been here for about a year.
Oh yeah, and Easter is this weekend. Any plans at all?
Not really. I might have a...
Just going to the bar and get hammered for
no.
Jesus?
Sit at home, sit in the dark with a knife in my teeth. Normally what I do. Nah,
I think I'm going home to spend time with the family this weekend, so we'll see. I'm from San Antonio. If anyone is from San Antonio in the chat, shout out to you guys. And the tacos in Austin versus San Antonio do
San Antonio
not
wins.
compare.
Yeah.
Like, just stop it already.
I love Austin. I've lived here for 24 years.
Yeah.
It's a great city. San Antonio has better tacos. And DK's got aces.
Dan with aces here. Aces were cracked earlier when Gio had him in the 10 seat.
And we have a flatted aces.
Oh,
Under
I
the gun,
thought-
flatted aces.
Yeah. He's going to do the Dante. Oh, maybe he didn't get a chance to do the Dante. It did not come back around as nobody raised.
Oh, that's going to work well for him.
And let's see, does anybody have hearts? Unfortunately not, and nobody else has an ace either. But Dave has a jack, and he is going to go ahead and bet.
And you're in the middle here. I think if I'm DK, I just flat this on this street. The next street is where
You a master
I might check.
electrician?
Oh, no, you just got to flat this. You got to let Rick call.
Once you get it, how
Well, the only reason why he's raising there is to protect his hand from hearts. And
He's got the ace of hearts, though.
yeah, he is blocking the hearts, but he wants to get more value. Unfortunately, he should have done this pre-flop.
Electrician, but
Oh, but he's going to get the call.
haven't renewed it. So
have your own company and let somebody else do it?
He's
Dave?
dead to a queen. Well, queen of hearts not, but three of them. And that's
they have to have a
Jack 10, set of aces. That'll do.
And everybody's going to be like, what? What? You have aces? And look, he's like, oh, no.
Yeah, so
Nobody look at me.
let's talk about this a little bit here. I don't want to criticize DK. I just met him. He's a nice guy. And to be clear, I am not the expert on this, but I do think he left a little bit of value on the table.
Oh,
there.
for sure. I mean, I definitely would have raised it pre-flop. I'm kind of so-so on having the raise. I understand he's protecting his hand from, a flush draw and a straight draw. I mean, I think sometimes he raised there, sometimes he just flat to keep the third player in there, and then get more money in there on the turn. But yeah, that pot should have definitely been much bigger than what it was. But sometimes we lose value, sometimes we get max value. It's just the way it goes sometimes. But definitely,
I'm thinking he should have led the river. That's the problem. I think he left some value on the table on the river.
well, I think he was in check call mode because the flush got there and the straight got there. So if you're leading on the river there, you're only getting called by better. So you definitely don't want to fold the set of aces there. So I think he was in check call mode. If Dave bet, he would probably just called and prayed that the other guy, that David didn't have a flush or a straight. That's probably how I would have played it.
It's an excellent point. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you want to play poker with me, because
I mean, some folks do lead out there, and if they get raised, they're like, oh, I guess I got to fold. You know, because what else is getting raised there if anything that beats you? The straight's out there, flush is out there.
Live stream?
10-9 for DK. Sergio, don't know what Sergio has here.
DK's got a gut shot here. And queens and the flush just got there, so that's probably going to slow things down a little bit here. Unless Sergio's got it. He's got a mystery hand.
Where do you live?
Downtown.
Oh, wow. Downtown?
And DK is going to go ahead and bet at it. Looks like 110.
Traffic today. There was a car on fire.
A lot of culture houses. The house small, but
Board is paired once again.
Might slow Sergio down here a little bit. And DK as well. I think this is going to go check, check. This is not a good bluff spot. I don't like this. He looks like he's going to go for it.
275 here to make the call. We don't know what Sergio has.
He was the pre-flop and flop aggressor. So this board really favors his range. The only thing, like with the 5 coming on in the river there, and then him now suddenly going on the gas, yeah, he smelled it out.
And unfortunately, we are not going to be able to see what Sergio had.
Yeah. I think Sergio was thinking, what does the 5 of diamonds help? Like, I bet you nickel he had a queen. He's sitting there thinking, the only thing that helps is pocket 5s. So,
Also, ladies and gentlemen, if just a reminder to join us on Saturday for the WPT Steps Final Table from Dallas. You can either click the reminder button on the next stream or below. Super chat from JT in 1969. We appreciate it. A little a little gas money for David and DLP to caravan to with all the other Austin and San Antonio DGens next weekend. Besides, I don't want to be the only one who wants to play Anaconda at the mug. Oh yeah, Anaconda.
oh, Anaconda is so fun.
9 calls.
We got ace queen suited here for TM.
You know, JT in 1969 also said something earlier, talking about the San Antonio. So the one thing I miss most about San Antonio is a huge variety of Mexican restaurants. You know, a lot of the Mexican restaurants that I go here, they're, I don't know, sometimes I feel like you get the really good stuff at the food trucks. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was born and raised in San Antonio, so it just, every time I go down there, it's, I don't know, it's like heaven. Like, I can never get this in Austin.
There's a few places like the Little Family, what is it?
7 calls.
And I'm going to mispronounce this. Everybody who's listening, go ahead and make fun of me. I'm going to give you pre-permission. And actually, David, you can do this. It's Taqueria Arandinas. I love that place.
Yeah.
Little hole in the wall, tasty.
Those are always the best, honestly.
I mean, there's a time and a place for white people tacos, but like that's not the real tacos.
Torchies.
Yeah, Torchies, Taco Deli, they're good, but like it doesn't count.
No. 3 ways to the flop here. Ace, queen, 7s, jack, 10. The board pretty much misses everyone, so 7s is still in the lead here. And Gio is going to go ahead and take the lead. One of my favorite spots to go to eat in San Antonio. I'm so bad with names. Let me see if I can find it here. It's on Wurzbach. Like Wurzbach in the I-10 area.
To my shame, I don't really know much about the San Antonio area. I've been there a bunch, but it's always like downtown for a weekend, so you get a hotel. Like I don't know the neighborhoods or the areas.
I mean, Tommy's restaurant is one of my favorite spots. It's on Wurzbach Road. I think there's multiple locations, but if you look it up on Google, 4.3 stars, 1,759. They do the like barbacoa with the big red. That's like just known for San Antonio. If you just go and look at their pictures, like just look at that. Just look at those like super.
Oh God, I want that right now.
Super
Yeah.
thick flour tortilla tacos, just amazing.
So Gio's leading out with 7s. I think he kind of sniffed this out. He's like, I don't think TM has a king. I think I'm good here.
TM really thinking this one over. Wondering if his ace high is good, and it is not. He's going to go ahead and let it go. And 7s with the aggressive play there.
Nice little
from
pot.
Gio. I like it. I like it there.
I think he actually won the maximum with that combo and that flop
Yeah.
and what everybody had. It was a well played.
DK, unfortunately, at the bottom there. What big pot did he lose? I know he bluffed Sergio earlier. Was there another one that we missed?
I'm not sure.
He's down 1.3K already. And now I want some tacos. I haven't been to Dallas in a while. I don't even know what the food is like in Dallas. How is the Tex-Mex up there? Don't even know. DOP, do you remember Vance Jackson? Probably. That sounds really familiar. I haven't lived in San Antonio, like personally lived there since I was 18. I moved out when I was in high school, went to college, grad school, and then pretty much settled in Austin. And I go back several times a year to visit my mom and dad and family and stuff, but don't go, I don't know, I maybe go 6, 7 times a year or something like that. My mom is always up here because my sister lives in Hutto, my little sister. So I get to see my mom like all the time. And my dad travels for work, so he stops by in Austin. So it's kind of great. My parents actually travel to me, which is kind of nice. I see my mom like, I feel like almost every weekend. She's always up here. My mom literally drives up from San Antonio to Hutto. Yeah, I know. I'm going to get to that in a minute. And then we'll like babysit my niece, drive all the way back, go to work, and then drive all the way back. Like she's just a trooper. She puts so many miles on her car.
That's a mom that loves you and loves her grandkids.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, we got a little hand here. 3 pairs, 10s, 3s, 7s. Don't know what TM has, but if he has something good, this will be a good squeeze spot. And there you go.
And even if he doesn't have, even if he has something middling, this is a great squeeze spot for him.
Yeah, I think the only hand that can really call him is Sergio, and he's on the button. He has position, and he does have a premium with 10s. DK is likely to get out of the way here with 7s. But let's see, Sergio only has 1.2 behind, so if he calls, the pot is going to go more than what he actually has, and TM is going to go ahead and take the squeeze.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why you squeeze.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times when you're playing poker, I know you get a lot of good odds to call, but you really don't want to go 4, 5, 6 ways every time, you know? If you're out of position and you're just getting call, I mean, pretty much everyone that's like overcalled is not really all that strong. They're somewhat weak. They just have a decent hand they want to see a flop with. The only one you really have to worry about is the one that, you know, opened in the first place, you know, and maybe try to isolate and go heads up with them. But yeah, squeezing is definitely a profitable play if you can make it work at the right times.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you a preview of my. I have a
Squeezability?
master class on poker. You guys can subscribe. I'll give you a little bit of a bit from it, but it's for those of you just starting. In general, if you're calling a bunch, you're losing. You don't want to be calling. Like, flatting is not the way to go.
Yeah, just fold, guys.
Yeah.
Now go ahead.
You don't win money by calling, and Dave just folded the nuts. You don't win money by folding 2-4 suited either.
He folded the 2-4. You got to have a talk with him, Dave.
And it was clubs, too. Clubs is better than hearts.
This place looks really familiar. The one JTN 1969 was talking about on Vance Jackson. But it looks damn good. I swear, we talk about food here all the time. It just makes me
You're
hungry.
gonna make me hungry. Damn it.
But TM did offer me some sushi beforehand. We shared a little sushi together, which I appreciate. So I'm
From the Amico or from the Shell Station?
the the guy on the corner with the sign.
Okay.
Sushi here.
Cool.
$5. Queen 2 for DK. He has a queen high flush draw.
Because that Valero Hamachi, oh, mwah, love it.
Yeah. Have you ever had sushi from HEB?
I haven't. It's actually pretty damn
It's
good.
actually not bad.
Yeah.
TM, we may have to ask TM to scan his cards again, because he's having a hard time with that.
Can we impose a penalty? If he does it again, I'm going to go out there and take $10 out of his stack. Yeah, probably not a good idea.
JTN Master Ted says, Double Pena is right. I lived in San Antonio about half my adult life and around Austin the other half. San Antonio Tex-Mex is definitely the best. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's way better.
I think if you want to get like authentic, good kind of Tex-Mex food, it's San Antonio for sure. And then if you're from the Valley, I mean, you kind of get a mixture of like the Tex-Mex and also like the real stuff from like Mexico. You know what I mean? So my dad was actually born in Brownsville. And I used to go down to the Valley like once a month for work and stuff like that.
I used to go to McAllen all the time. That drive past
For
Three
what?
Rivers, McAllen,
Yeah, for what?
that's a long story. But I was down there
You
a
had a
lot.
Latina girlfriend? Hottie, hottie.
Well, we got Sergio with Jax. We'll talk about this later.
Oh, man. There's no place like the Valley. I will say that. I feel like there's just big rig trucks everywhere that like are hitting. It's like just shooting rocks at your car when you're behind them. Jacks versus King 10 here. Ace high board, which Jacks don't want to see. But if I'm Sergio, I'd like to have a little bit of a C bet here.
I know. Definitely aces are in his range, and you want to target exactly what On is holding.
And On's like, you know what? I
30
got
bucks.
2 cards. I am calling.
And for $30, I'm not going anywhere.
And now On has a 10. Showdown value for him. Does Sergio slow down or does he continue?
If I'm in Sergio's spot here, I do like 115, 120.
And Han, without thinking, is like, I got a pair, and I am calling.
Sorry, I'll take
Nope, he raised.
What kind of service?
Oh, he mid-clicked it.
Well,
Hold on.
Sergio let out for 80, and On made it 180. So just min-click plus tiny.
And this may work, because normally when you get mid-click like that, it screams nuts.
Well, what's he thinking? Is he thinking ace-4 suited?
Yeah, it's so small, you can't really fold here. So you
Yeah.
got to continue. See what happens on the river. Check it over to him, see what he does. Oh, and he got there.
Oh,
Runner,
gets there.
runner,
Oof.
Han.
I think this is a direct product of Sergio's sizing choice on the flop. He only made it $30, and should have made it a bunch bigger.
And that is not the best run out for Jax there. So he's going to go ahead and get out of the way. But
Good fold
Han
from
got
him.
there.
Good folds from Sergio.
Yeah, Han is a sticky player. So if you're going to bet in terms of a C bet and want to try to take the pot down, or make it a little bit hard for Han to call, you got to size up a little bit there, because Han will smell the weakness and take advantage of it, which he did there, and he got there. Runner got there. That's so funny.
Somebody can send you some signal.
Alright, y'all. To all players, please remember to
Jedi Master Ted, excuse me for asking again. I think I've asked you this before, but
momentarily.
who are you again? Have we met? Have we played together? We may need to get a taco together. Because we got the same vibes here. Both from San Antonio. Both love good food.
You Taco Brothers?
Taco Brothers. Do you play here? I can't remember if he said you lived here or you live in Dallas.
He lives in Dallas.
Oh, he lives in Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or he plays in Dallas. I don't know if he lives in Dallas.
I could have sworn he said he was a dealer. He used to be a dealer here. Is that the Fireball? Or is that the, what is that, Makers? Rest in peace to the Jiggities. Oh, you know, we can have a new term for him now. As
Oh, yes, the
J-Win.
correct term. Yeah, the pocket J-Wins.
Our buddy J-Win, a new vlogger extraordinaire. I think he got about 65,000 views on his first vlog. He plays on this stream a lot, guys, so if you want to check him out, J-Win Poker on YouTube. But he calls him the Pocket J-Wins. It's a good ring to it.
He's going to make
I
it a
like
thing.
New father as well.
Yeah, as long as we're talking about this, J-Win, congratulations. He and his wife just welcomed their first son, Kingston, into the world the other day, and we could not be happier for you.
Pocket Kingston.
Pocket Kingston.
My friend Dave. You can read the big line.
That is a good name. I like the name. Yeah, so J-Win will be out of commission for a few weeks as he is home with the wife and the kiddo, enjoying himself. Well, yeah, we gotta make that stick maybe a little bit. The Pocket J-Wins. Unfortunately, there's not a pair. It starts with D. Am I missing-
Deuces. Deuces.
Oh, deuces. Yeah. Oh, the Pocket Davids. And there's two of us.
Yeah. I mean, and
The Pocket Daves.
I've always wanted deuce associated with me, and we have Gio with aces.
We got the aces. That's so funny. I thought about that. There's nothing with deuce. Oh, yeah, deuces. Duh. There you go for that UT Austin education.
State school. State school unite.
State school, baby.
Oh, he's going to get some action for his aces here.
You got 3 guesses, Saeed, before you open it. 3 guesses before you open it.
3 ways to the flop.
All right, 3 players.
Yeah, before you open it.
3 players.
3 guesses.
2, 8, king.
Monotone spades.
All spades. Nobody has a spade here. But Gio is not slow playing him this time. He is going to go ahead and bet the aces.
That is the smart play.
And TM with 9s is likely to see another flop as he's only worried about a king here. 1 over on the board. It's good to see a turn. See if he can spike a 9. TM is not one to fold.
Ooh, that's going to be an action killer, I think.
Yeah, this may go check here. And it will.
100% you'll eat it.
And if TM checks again, Gio is also going to check again. 9s versus and aces is going to go ahead and win a small pot. Could have potentially been bigger there, but that 4th spade is going to slow everyone down.
I picked it up on man.
TM in the lead here with 301, and also at the top with the aggression frequency. Haven't seen much from Faker. I don't even think he's at a seat right now.
Space. You don't have an ace of space. That was a problem.
Oh, wow.
Would anybody like some whites?
Yeah, I'll take them.
How do you say this one?
Ragnar Overby.
Ragnar over me?
Overby.
He says, we have a spot in San Marcos called Garcia's. They have a fried chicken covered in queso instead of gravy.
Jesus.
If
Does it
you
come
want
with like a
heartburn-
free defibrillator as well?
Oh, man. It's
like
like the
the
perfect drunk food right there. Like, you imagine all the... I guarantee that place stays open till like 2 a.m. and all the college kids that are getting hammered
Oh, yeah,
just go there.
completely. It's delicious, and for dessert, you get an adrenaline needle to the
Oh,
heart.
by the way, if you're from San Antonio, the best place to go and get like food and like nachos when you're just like drunk,
Taco Bell?
Chachos. Chachos. They have these King Kong nachos. I used to go there a lot when I was like in middle school, high school, and when I came back home when I was in college. Like they're open 24 hours. So like you like leave the club or leave the this is when I was like young, not now, but you leave the club or the bar and everyone's drunk and you go there and the place is packed. Like you can't find a table, there's lines out the window, the drive-thru's packed, and you get this King Kong nachos that's literally this big. Like I shoot you not, this big, and it's so good. and they have just all types of cheese and meat everywhere. They have like 3 different types of meat. You got like your beef fajita, you got your chicken fajita, you got your ground meat, and all these different types of cheese, and they got a big bowl of queso right in the middle.
It sounds like I kind of want to slam my face into that, but
It's like if you're like sober during the day, it tastes good. Don't get me wrong, but it's probably not. It's
Yeah.
easily not the best food for you. But man, when you've had a couple drinks and you're just having some fun, Chacho's is the spot to go.
We got
Bomb
Bomb
pot here,
Pot.
everyone. Now I will say it is a little bit of a ghetto spot, but it's fun for sure. Chacho's is the nuts.
we got
Jack 9 3
Pair.
2 for Dave.
we got a pair and a backdoor flush draw for Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that at least four hands won't be scanned. What do you
know
think?
what I'm
Over
gonna
under
do?
4.
At halftime, I'm going to go over there to TM's stack. I'm going to put my hands around his stack and move it 4 inches to the right so it's not in the way of the scanner button.
Oh, I'll come to this comment in a minute because like he's probably right.
Yeah, but
2 on the turn here. Han, don't know what Han has.
doesn't change much of anything. Well, Gio's open-ended. Actually, he's got a hell of a wrap. He's got-
Quesadilla.
Sorry,
Call him quesadilla
that's true.
in
He's
his
got a
part.
nice quesadilla. Quesadilla.
Yeah, we're in Texas. We're gonna call him quesadilla. And TM's coming along. Don't know what TM or On has. Straight gets there.
And there we go. There's Gio's got the Gio has the nuts.
Well, the nuts would be ace queen, ace
Oh,
king, excuse me.
Ace king. You're right. I'm sorry. Second nuts.
Uh oh.
This is my first time playing. Oh,
And Han makes it almost pot. No, excuse me. The pot is 600, so
yeah, that's too big of a
the
bet.
dealer's telling him now. He has to take 100 back.
Now Gio's thinking, do I call this? It is a bomb pot, so, and it's PLO. Ace king is absolutely there, and we will never. Actually, we might be able to. He just turned over ace king. There we go. Good
There you
fold.
Lucas asking who's on the mic tonight. It is David Della Pena and also David Pratt here and there. So let's go. Where is this comment? It made me laugh. BCF0331 said Chacho's is the nuts, and then he followed that up with someone gets shot in the face every now and again, but it's still the nuts. Yeah, it's kind of a ghetto spot.
Well, the question I have for you.
I think there was
is
gunshots there a couple years back. What's up?
food might be good, but the question is, did the guy who got shot in the face have it coming? Because if he did, it's fine. Whatever.
I think everybody that goes there has it coming once in a while.
All right.
Okay, I say that jokingly, guys. Don't calm down. Calm down. But yes, if you are in San Antonio and you're having a night out, go to Chacho's. Just after 2 a.m. Just fun. There's one on I think it's like Callahan Road and I-10, and then the other one that I used to go to all the time was on Bandera Road.
I'm not going to remember that.
Oh man, I am going to San Antonio this weekend, so maybe I'll get some Chacho's.
Bring me some back. Because there's nothing better than 2-day-old cold nachos.
No, it's like, you know what? Sometimes it was so big we had to take some home, and like I'd eat it for like as a college student, coming back for Christmas break or whatever. Eating it for breakfast in the microwave is just not nearly as good.
Ugh.
King 2, Ace 3 is going to come in for a small raise, I think. Oh, no, he's just going to call. I would definitely raise this. Don't want to call with just Ace 3 from the hijack. If you're going to play it, definitely come in for the raise. But Faker's going to come in for the raise with the King 10 suited.
I like this.
A favorite hand of Aaron McElroy yesterday. Got me with the King 10 suited. Aaron, if you're listening, good play.
That's a perfect hand that limped around to you. You absolutely raised that.
All right, we're going to go 4 ways to the flop here.
Nice little interesting holdings and a nice little pot for a flop. Let's see what happens. Deuce 3 Jack 2 diamonds. So we got two people with top pair and Faker with the second nut flush draw. He is going nowhere. Everybody got a piece of this.
Yeah, red has a 3, so he's going to stay in here. If I'm Faker, I'm raising up here to build a pot.
Yeah. This is, you make it 175 to 225 here. Let's see what he does.
He bet, right? Did he bet?
He did. It's just under the graphics.
Okay.
I don't know if he raised.
There you
Yep,
go.
he raised it at 225. There we go. See, he took my class.
I like it. 3x plus the trail. Not bad. Good sizing. And it's going to go ahead and take it down.
Cool. He wins
And
the pot.
so that's how it's done there, ladies and gentlemen. Using position and also aggression to take down some pots, even if you're not there yet. You don't always have to call with your flush draw. You can be aggressive and take it down or build a pot so when you do hit it, you take down a bigger pot. So nice play there by Faker.
I believe the term for poker people there, I think it's called a semi-bluff.
Semi-bluff.
Semi-bluff, I think.
Semi, write that down, guys. S-I, no.
Words are hards.
Good evening, gentlemen, says Sean Peterson. Well, hello. Aaron says 10K, King 10 is the nuts. Yeah, I pretty much put you on, it was I can't remember the entire board, but it was a 10 high board. I had pocket nines.
Side's got aces.
Jesus.
Everybody run for the
Aces
hills.
again.
Oh, and Faker's got kings.
Uh-oh, this may not do good.
Effective is 1.7.
And Sai is out of position, so he's definitely going to come in for a 4-bet.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to be sneaky and just call, but he wants to. Sai likes to get the money in, so, or at least build a pot. So I think he's going to go ahead and raise it up here. Faker
make it-
makes it 175.
He's going to make it at least 500.
Yeah, I think 5 to 550 would be a decent sizing.
That looks to be 400.
400, a little bit smaller. I don't mind it.
Pretty clear call here for Faker.
Oh, all in.
Oh,
Wow, that's
and
like.
just snap call. Oh, and he's going to get the bad news.
Yeah, it looks like they're running it once.
Rip it.
That. Oh, anybody have a club? Uh-oh.
Let's find out who has a club. And no one. Oh,
No.
well, Sai didn't need it, but
You don't need another ace.
And Sai is gonna. Let's see. Did he have him covered?
yeah, he did. He's
He
going
had
to
him
stack
covered.
it.
Okay. Sai's gonna go ahead and take down a nice pot and move into the lead. And that's what normally happens when you see aces versus kings there. Now, at sometimes in Faker's position, being in position, he doesn't always have to jam there. He can just flat and see what develops. But I think with the jack-high board, they still may get it in regardless. So we're just kind of save time on the inevitable there. The thing is also too in these stakes, there's unfortunately not a lot of 4-betting. So if you 5-bet there, you're only getting called by aces.
Chips on live stream?
Well, 4 bets in these stakes are it's not going to be a 4-bet. It's a shove. Like you'll get a 3-bet, and more often than not, if there's a 4-bet, it's just a shove.
Yeah, I don't mind mixing it up there sometimes with kings. I mean, for the most part, you're gonna get it in there, but in position, just calling and see what the flop develops. You don't always have to get in with kings pre-flop. Sometimes if you do that, you scare hands away like queens and jacks, in 10s.
This is true.
So mix up your play. Don't play the same hand the same way all the time. And TM running back. So check out his hand. He's going to go to scan the cards there. There we go.
Queen 9 clubs. This is razor fold, and he's just going to flat. Ladies and gentlemen, remember what I talked about. Don't be flatting, especially with 3 people who flatted in front of you. You either raise that or fold it.
Yeah, I think the only time where it's truly okay, at least in my opinion, to just flat is when you're closing the action and you got an okay hand, just like screw it. It's this much more for a pot that's going to be this big. I'll see a flop. But typically, if you have a really good hand, you just want to squeeze anyway, right? So you don't want to go 6 ways in poker because you're giving the opportunity for a lot of people to catch something. Flush draw here for Gio. Bigger flush draw for Dave. And don't know what DK has. Han over there in the back bottom right-hand corner with the ace-7 top pair, top kicker. 2 pair for Han. And he's going to bet 225 into it. Gio with the flush draw. Not currently the biggest flush draw right now, but he's going to stay in there.
With all the action behind me there, I don't know if I make that call, but I don't know if it's right to do that or not. I think I'd probably just let that go. But Gio, if you're watching this after the fact, don't listen to anything I say ever.
So Dave needs to call 250 of a pot that's going to go. Oh no, he's going to go ahead and let it go. I think if he has the ace high flush, he's not going anywhere. But he was just worried that someone maybe had the ace high flush, so he's going to go ahead and let it go. Flush draw, excuse me. Let's see if Han needs to make. Oh, Han's not going to make a big bet here. He's going to give a free card, and it's likely to go check, check, and 7's going to win. Oh, no. I am mistaken.
You rivered is straight.
Oh, excuse me. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Gio rivers the straight here, and is going to go in a bet in 600. Now, I don't see Han calling here with a 7. Dave's trying to make it, excuse me, Gio's trying to make it look like he missed his flush draw, which he did, but he also got there on the straight, backdoored into it. Oh, he got max value as well. Gio is basically trying to tell the story, making it a pot-sized bet, making it look very bluffy, like he missed his flush draw, which he did, and he got max value there, binking into a straight on the back door, and got paid from On that doesn't like to get bluffed.
Nice hand, Gio. Well played. See, that's why you should ignore all that stuff I said earlier.
Did you lose to Aaron again?
I did. I'm in Aaron for 20 bucks now.
199 super chat from Sean Pearson. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. We are still looking for someone to give us a $200 plus super chat. So if anyone is out there that is looking to do so, we will happily accept. Who gave us the $100 one a couple of weeks ago? I can't remember. I got a $100 one from someone.
I don't. Was I in the booth with you?
I think so. Kings for Sergio. 50 and a call, and he is out of position. So I like to see
175, 200.
Yeah, 2 to 250 range, and he makes it 210.
Good sizing.
And unfortunately, nobody has anything to call. But
Han is sticky. He's been sticky tonight.
Han's like, I got an ace. And that's all I need. And let's see if an ace comes. As all of our players that are 60 plus say, kings or ace magnets. Oh, but not this time. Great board here for Sergio. Only truly worried about jacks and nines, but still got to continue here.
I love when you just run like that and you're just like, here, take it.
All right, Han's going to get out of the way as he has missed everything. That's funny. Grant says, what happens if I give you 200? And Pratt says, we get 200.
Who's that asshole in the chat?
That is so funny.
Can we ban that guy? He sucks. David Pratt. I think he's a troll.
Oh, Gary C with the Elon Musk stuff. I have to admit that was pretty awesome to see.
Pretty baller, honestly.
Pretty baller,
Pretty
man.
baller.
If you haven't heard about that with the Elon Musk stuff, about a week and a half ago, something like that, when he bought like 9.2% of Twitter, became the long shareholder, which he's now the second largest shareholder because I think Vanguard outbid him a little bit, and now he offers $43 billion at like $54 a share or something like that to take over Twitter.
He's like, oh, you guys won't let me do what I want? Okay, I'm just going to buy the whole company.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you don't know, that's kind of how Warren Buffett bought Berkshire Hathaway and turned it into it. They try to screw him over on a little price differential, and it pissed him off, and he just bought the whole company.
It's kind of a Bruce Wayne sort of move.
Yeah.
I kind of dig it. Like, no, I own this hotel.
Did you get that Pokemon?
5 ways to the flop again.
And what do we got here? We got
Dominated flying monsters.
6 is currently in the lead. And bink a deuce. So that's a set of deuces for Sergio.
A set of Davids.
Davids. Thank you.
I like
Thank
that.
you.
Pocket Davids. Pocket Daves. Which one's better, Pocket Davids or Pocket Daves?
You know, I don't really have a preference.
If I ever started a vlog, they're called the Pocket Daves.
So I just stepped in it.
And we are waiting. Who are we waiting for? Oh, there we go.
I'm just going to see how big Sergio makes this. And he just flats. Interesting.
He just flat just simply because of the diamond.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I had a pair and a diamond blocker, so he went for it, took a little stab at it. It's also a straighty board. I think some folks find a raise there, but you're only getting called by better with the straight out there and also the flush out there. So I don't mind the call.
I'm not going to lie. I would have raised it. Probably a mistake, but I would have done it.
If you raise it and get raised, you just hate life.
Oh, yeah. Then I just...
Yeah, I think the story with Warren Buffett way back when is he was trying to buy a certain amount of Berkshire Hathaway, and the managers, they agreed on a price, and then when he got like the formal proposal or whatever, the price was slightly different, like higher or something like that, or offered him a worse price, and it just ticked him off. He's like, you know what? I'm buying the whole company. Fired the managers, and Berkshire Hathaway is one of the biggest conglomerates in the world right now.
What's the, God, I forget what it was, but in the 80s, there was those dumb commercials with the guy, like,
Later, Aaron.
I like these razors so much, I bought the whole company.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ron, I owe you $20. It pains me to say that. It hurts. You are better than me.
Five ways to the flop here once again.
On a middle pair for Rhett.
Backdoor nut flush draw for DK.
Backdoor gut shot for on. Oh, or just get a jack. That would work too.
And DK picks up hearts now. He is likely to go nowhere. The pot is still really small, so I don't think really any bet's going to work here. TM and Han both have a jack. Brett and Faker likely to get out of the way here. Yeah, if I'm DK, I definitely love appeal here to try to backdoor into a flush, which is probably one of my favorite things to do in poker.
It is fun, especially in late position, or just spike an ace. I would have raised this DK there, giving away my game.
And TM with the worst jack is going to lead into two people here. And Han is also going to call. And now does DK just call, or does he raise it up for some thin value?
I think he raises it. I would definitely raise it. Nope, he's just going to call. I mean, the only thing that makes sense here is an ace. You're good with an ace. 90% of the time. I would absolutely raise it.
Yeah, I don't mind a raise there to try to get a jack to give you some more value.
Because you spiked it, right? Like you rivered it. So
TM there, 56%. Was that VPIP or aggression? I can't remember there. VPIP. And Aaron is signing off here. I think most of you know Aaron. He does he's a commentator for the stream on Monday nights with seems like Carolyn most of the time now.
they are my favorite Monday night podcast, the Carolyn and Aaron show.
You watch every Monday? Just have it in the background?
Yeah, maybe about half the time. I'll put some of the stream on, like if I'm making dinner or something.
You cook?
Oh yeah, I love cooking.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What do you like to cook?
Pretty much everything.
Like?
My current thing, I found this. I don't know what they're called, but they're these like pork. They're these Korean rice dumplings that you boil for a little bit just to get them sticky, but then like a pork and bok choy and spicy sauce stir fry that you saute. And it's absolutely delicious. And Sergio has kings. Let's stop talking about food. But it's fun to make.
3 ways here, 5-3, 6-5. Definitely 2 ace crackers here. Excuse me, king crackers. Ace on the board, which will slow Sergio down just a little bit. Got a flush draw there for DK and an open ender for on. So this may be a little bit of an action flop.
A little bit. I don't see any of them going anywhere, especially for 80 bucks.
Yeah, Sergio, I definitely like a peel here with even with the ace out there. You have a redraw to the nut hearts.
Yeah, you're getting 3 to 1. Make the call. And this is a clear call for DK too. His odds are even better.
DK always looks like he's praying. Oh, and the hearts get there.
Bink. Yeah.
And also the straight for Han. So we got a straight for On. We got the king of hearts backdoor flush draw for Sergio, and we got a baby flush draw for DK. This may get expensive for 2 people.
Yeah, I don't see, if Sergio calls here, I don't see DK going anywhere. This is just a clear call. Because you've got enough flush draw here. And kings. No reason to fold. Yep.
The effective stack is 1K, and the pot is 812. Let's see if another heart gets there. And, oh, I thought that was a heart for a minute.
Heart. Yeah.
Now, does Han slow down with 2 hearts? He does not. He's like, 2 guys are calling me with 3 hearts on the board. I have a straight. I am going for it, even though the bigger straight got there.
Question arises here, if you're DK, do you raise this or just flat when it gets to you?
Yeah, I just flat. 5 high flush draw. There's so many other flushes out there that beat you.
Yeah.
Going multi-way, it's more likely to have flush over flush, even though it's rare. After Sergio gets out of the way, I think this is just a clear call here. Not much to think about. Never folding. Not really accomplishing anything by raising. So I think this is, oh, there he's praying again.
Yeah.
I think this is a 100% call, and if he has a bigger flush, he has a bigger flush. Yeah.
Jersey on that says Mosquito Joe.
Yeah.
I guess that's the name of
Never fold.
Yeah, I mean, he called turn, so if you call turn, you're not folding river. So nothing's changed.
kind of like on the street.
So you got to call this. And he's getting a really good price, too. 300 for a pot that's going to go to 1,400. He's not loving it because he's worried if Han has a bigger flush. But he will get the good news that he has a flush and Han has a straight. If he folds here, I will be highly surprised because why call the turn, right?
He's cutting raising chips. Or is he just
No,
counting?
that's just a 300 in his hand.
Oh.
You're going to play the...
Yeah, he's just worried about a bigger flush. But
Yeah, I think so. I might play
he's going to make the call.
It was in July, so I can't play the game.
I'm 95% confident.
Are you gonna play it?
Probably not this year. I got some more trips I got to do in like May, and I gotta go see family eventually.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen them in like a year.
Yeah.
Plus.
I'm actually surprised he's taking this long.
I know.
My, like, range of where I like to play.
Because he called the turn so fast, and the jack of diamonds didn't change anything. There he
There
goes.
we go. He makes a correct call.
Did you hear that they're gonna do $100,000?
Yeah.
And he's going to get the good news.
That's life changing right there.
Right. Like, forget the tournament.
And Han's like, oh my God.
I'm done. Blind me out, boys.
Yeah, Han's been kind of running into it. He kind of ran into it in the other tables before as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you're an aggressive player, you're either going to win big or going to lose big. There's pretty much no other way. You know, all aggressive players that we see, they either run it up or they just run into it. It's one of the two. They're never staying close to even.
Couldn't even make day 2 on that one. I'm like, come on, bro.
I try to play the monthly monster.
We have 526 of you watching right now. A bunch of you in the chat. We really appreciate you spending the evening with us.
Yeah, we're about roughly halfway through, and for all of you guys watching, David Pratt and I are going to be back on 2 weeks from today, April 28th, and we're going to have a really fun stream geared up for that one. I actually had the pleasure of putting this one together, the majority of it at least. We leave some seats open for some out-of-town folks, but invited some of my poker friends to come join us, and we have one cast of character who has not been on this stream in a really long time and used to play the 510 stream, and he is probably one of my favorite players to play with. Big action, very hilarious. I'm not going to say his name yet, but
It's going to be a TCH Austin Hall of Fame stream.
hope so, right? So we will see you guys again April 28th, Thursday evening. So mark your calendar. It should be a fun one.
Yeah, expect double, triple straddles, probably 7 deuce game on.
Oh, it will also be a
Shenanigans.
5-5 2K. So we'll make it a little bit bigger. It's not going to be the 2-5 1K. It's going to be a 5-5 2K. So April 28th, 2 weeks from today, David Pratt and I will be back with a really fun cast of characters. So
And,
I'm sure you enjoy it.
The mystery guy who you were talking about has the honor of being the man who won the largest pot I've ever lost in my entire life off of me. So,
When?
This was last year. It's about a...
Here?
No, it was an inferior card room. It was about a 16K pot he won off of me.
Whoa.
Yeah, it hurt.
Aces versus kings, or was it a bomb pot? And Han has aces. How big? I mean, was it bomb pot or ace versus king? What was the hand?
I had ace king and flopped ace king, and he backdoored trips.
Oh, wow. What did he have?
We got it all in on the flop.
What did he have?
Threes. Or he had a 3 and got a couple threes.
Did he have a flush draw or something, or what? How did he backdoor into that?
I don't know. Well, it was late in the night. You know the guy we're talking about.
Yeah.
We got aces.
Aces, queen, jack versus aces versus king. King, queen. Is there a flop? Do we not? Oh, he 4-bet. Excuse me. Side 3-bet to 75, and Han 4-bet to 225.
For 150 here.
Well, I wasn't really even involved in it at all. There's just
Yeah, Sai is right on the edge there of his range. He is in position. I think if he has king, queen suited, he goes ahead and make the call and sees a flop in position. But with not being suited there, king, queen off is just on the edge of his Collins range of a 4-bet there.
Everything in On's range except jacks and 10s. He loses to, or gets counterfeited by. So.
They said, who the hell calls pocket 2s pocket Daves? Well, we just made that up, and they both start with a D, and our name is both Dave. So put 2 and 2 together.
In fact, wouldn't you call the double Ds would actually be the pocket jiggities?
The double what?
Well, it's DD, double Ds, right?
The pocket what? Jiggities?
Pocket jiggities. Those are the jiggities, not jacks.
I got it. It went over my head there for a minute. But I got it.
Speaking of which, we got some pocket J wins.
Pocket J wins from TM. He said, "Why Dave's?" Because we're both named David. That's why. A7, A7 twice here. King, Queen, and King 6. 5 ways. We've gone 5 ways to the flop a lot today. And
That is an interesting flop.
So Han flops the second nut flush with the open-ended straight flush redraw. Just literally flops the world. And let's see if he can get some action from someone. I like a small bet here of maybe like 90. Oh, that's a really small bet.
Gone.
That's just a
Red.
call me bet.
I think Rhett might give him a call here because he's
Yeah,
got the queen.
he's got the queen, but they're both drawing dead and don't know it.
And he's going to get raised here.
And if I'm Han,
Ooh.
I would just call here. He looks at his hand. I still have the second nuts and the redraw to the absolute nuts. So, gonna call. And he is loving that. It's always amazing when you get called with the effective nuts.
155, right?
And if another spade comes out, it's going to be, oh no, excuse me, he got out of there. So Rhett is gone. And unfortunately, he may not get paid here.
Yeah, it's going to be a check.
Han checked first, right? Yeah. TM was on the dealer. Yeah, he was hoping that TM would barrel, and TM unfortunately did not. But Han goes ahead and takes down the pot, which is always nice after you've been losing some
Nice little pot there.
over and over.
Still steaming about that pot. It's been almost a year.
I have to admit, King 6 suited is one of my favorite rag hands to play. I don't know why. King 6 suited and King 7 suited. Those are my. If you hit 2 paired, no one sees it ever.
That's why you play the deuce 4.
Yeah, you have straight opportunities.
You have straight opportunities. You have 2 pair. You have quads. Like there's every draw.
What?
You have 2 quad draws with the deuce 4. People don't understand its power.
Sounds like a setup, yeah.
TM's going to go ahead and raise it up here.
Oh, 20? Right.
Gio and Rhett are going to call. And we're going to go 3 ways to the flop. 8 Dave.
Nice.
And look at Gio. Flops the trip Daves. It's been a theme of this stream. We do not know what TM has. But Gio is going to go ahead and make the call with the big blind special of the ace deuce off. Now a jack of clubs here. Gio, I like to build a little pot and also protect your hand from a flush draw.
I'd make it 95 to 110 here. Maybe even 125, somewhere around there. How much did bet? 125. Okay.
Was this recently or was it a while ago?
Brad has second pair. Just going to get out of the way. And TM.
Mystery hand is going to raise him. So that's either an extremely good idea or an extremely bad idea. But since it's TM, we don't know.
Are you much of a tournament person or?
If I'm Gio, I check it over and let TM up, and he doesn't bet. TM has done a really good job at checking back the last few hands, where they were essentially waiting to check raise him.
Not sure what he was, because that was functionally a min click there. Not sure what he was trying to accomplish with that. Like maybe he was on a, but I don't see what draws he could have been on. It just seems like a, obviously, of course we can't see his cards, and he might be way smarter than I am, so.
I personally don't mid-click a lot, but from what I've seen, when people do actually mid-click, do a couple different things. They simply just want to build a pot a little bit more, and basically it's almost impossible for you to fold because it's so small. Or they essentially want to say, I have a really, really good hand, and they're trying to build a pot. It rarely works as a bluff, in my opinion. It's normally that they're very strong, but in that case, I don't think TM was that strong. I think he wanted to just kind of get an idea of where he was at, and then he was kind of done with the hand once he got called.
Let me see where I'm at.
That's
Eights for Dave's.
pocket J wins for David here.
Sorry, yeah, I said eights. I meant jacks. J wins. There we go. Eights for DK. I called
So
it.
you saw it ahead of time
I
somehow.
fucking Babe Ruth the shit out of that.
And Rhett's going to just get in there with the ace-3. A lot of ace-3s off. It's like a favorite hand for people to play today. And Han's in there with the ace-4 off on the dealer button. Jack 7-6 on the board. No reason to bet just here, but as everyone checks around, I think it's safe to say that Dave has the best hand, so I like to go ahead and bet now and build a pot. Also protect your hand from the flush that is now out there, and also a little bit of a straight draw. Yeah, if I'm Dave, I like to bet there.
Yeah, I'd make it 85 there, I think. A little bit over half pot.
Yeah, probably in the, 115 probably.
Yeah.
And Han's going to go ahead and take a stab at this with ace high. And
Dave, raise it. You got to raise it. You have to raise it.
he doesn't look very happy.
Is he thinking a 7?
So Dave, he wears his like emotions right there on his face there. So for the poker face, and 2 on the river, and pocket jack's still the best hand. And Han's gonna go ahead and take a stab at this with just ace high.
He's going to have to bomb it if he wants
Yeah,
any
he needs to go like
chance.
400.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I actually, what is that, 3 something? 350? I don't know if that's going to be enough. Especially if DK calls this.
The thing is, if DK calls this, Dave is folding.
Yeah.
And if DK calls this and Dave folds, and then Dave sees what wins the hand, he's just going to be like, why did I fold?
Okay, good fold. Now, Dave, you got to call this, bud. You have to. I'm going to violate causality. I'm sending mental vibes to 15 minutes in the past and making a call. I don't think it works that way, but
I mean, he's at the top of his range here. I mean, obviously he's worried about a queen, and he's worried about a 7.
but
But that's about it. And
there
he calls.
we go. And he's going to get the good news. There we go.
And Han even shows it. But Han tried there, and I'm glad Dave made that call.
I actually don't like him showing that ace high there because that's, I don't know.
It may work to his benefit down the road. I think it's good to show a bluff every now and again, because when he makes a pot-sized bet down the road, that's in the back of your head saying, is he trying to bluff me once again? And then that's where you could potentially get paid. So I know some players like to do that, where they kind of create an image for themselves, and especially in the very beginning, where they bluff, 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 show it, show it, show it, and then they tighten up and just play the nuts or more at the top of the range to get max value.
And maybe remove all doubt, because if he just mucks it, people will be like, well, what the hell did he have? Was he bluffing? Like, let's just get rid of all doubt and show everybody. Take my lumps.
Bert Soto, smash that like button. TCH is the only place to play poker in Texas. And we do have 4 locations, if you guys are not aware. We have one in Austin, which we are at currently right now. One in Dallas, which we also stream throughout the week. And then Houston, and also in the Rio Grande Valley as well,
25-foot.
which I think is in Edinburgh.
1100 for 4 hours.
For 4 hours?
So yes, hit that like button and also subscribe. We appreciate it. On our way to 50K here soon.
Monotone spades with nobody has a spade that we know of.
And now Han has the pocket J wins.
Give a lot of bets. 100. Is there like a group chat with some of the other
Captain's log? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we all get on the group in the morning and say what our groups are so we
say
know
what the lake looks like?
who we tying up to. I gotta do this, I gotta do it.
And don't know what Red has.
He wants to play poker on the party boat.
Party boat. Party boat. Yeah. Party boat. Yeah. Trying to convince the man.
There's way better things to do while we're on the boat.
Sai is up there. Wow, way up there with 2.7, and everybody else is either a little bit up or way down. Sai had a big hand earlier versus Faker with aces versus kings. Got it all in pre-flop, and it was a smooth run out there for Sai.
TM attempts to scan his cards and misses. Let's see. Nope. No love. He's going to make it 40.
Hey, have we told TM to scan his cards? Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Okay. And flopping.
Han flops the world.
Yep, flops the nuts there for Han.
With 2 spades. Ooh, I don't know if I play this slow with 2 spades and 5 players, or 4 players.
And Han is going to be sneaky with his straight there, praying that a spade does not hit the turn. And it does, and it pairs. So pretty much the worst card in the deck for Han. But he is going to continue because there is no slowdown in that man. He is stuck and wants to get it back. Rhett only has a pair of 9s here. And there's a lot out there that beats him, so he is going to likely get out of the way. And TM is going to call. If TM has a jack and a jack only, this is great for Han.
Doesn't change much.
And with the board paired and a flush draw out there, Han is going to continue with his straight. And let's see if TM will make the call or has the goods and come in for a raise. Terry needs to call 310
It's not that far out.
for a pot that will go up to 1260. So he's getting a great price overall.
Oh, that's easy.
He's going to go ahead and let it go.
Takes me 30 minutes to get here.
It takes me almost
So maybe he had the ace of spades or king of spades of some sort and was looking for another spade. He obviously did not have a jack there because he would have definitely called.
like 14 minutes from work.
Sai, Gio, and Dave in the lead here.
Is like 8 minutes from work. So that's even better. not big enough.
And now we have a $20 straddle.
Yeah, so we bought some land and we're gonna build a house.
Oh, nice. When do you break ground?
We don't know yet. We're letting, so probably like January, February. We bought the land, but our wedding's in fucking August, so we're not trying to like start construction in between now and August.
You got other expenses you gotta take care of.
So like January, February.
Ace king here for Dave. Ace king suited.
Just to make sure that like her and I are both.
Let's go ahead and raise it up here. Should be around 75, 85 range.
Look at the plan.
Or not 85, excuse me. Should be anywhere from 60 to 70.
All that stuff.
When's your wedding?
I've been criticized.
When's your wedding?
August 20th.
Invite the whole.
With the double straddle there, I don't mind sizing up a little bit more, like 70, 75. Since we already got players that are invested the 2, the 5, the 10, and the 20. Pot's slightly bigger than normal.
Everybody line up to us.
If y'all all give me a gift, then I'll invite everybody.
And Faker also has ace king, and he's just going to call. DK with king jack, and TM, I guess he just does not like scanning the cards there. But everybody whiffs as far as we know. DK and Faker with the backdoor heart draw. DK is going to go ahead and get out of the way. Faker is also going to call. $10 on the turn. Not much here working here for both ace kings, so what TM's bet may actually work. And TM takes down a nice little pot.
22.
Looks like in terms of our viewership numbers, this is one of the better Thursdays that we've had. So we appreciate you guys for watching. It's always a pleasure when you spend a few hours with us, if not all 4 hours with us on a Thursday night. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as we know that a lot of folks on YouTube watch videos, but they have not subscribed to the actual channel.
We here at Texas Card House know you have many choices in your poker streaming alternatives. We appreciate you spending the evening with us.
Hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell, and you will know every single time we put out a video. Not only do we do streams, but we also do short videos, or what they call it, shorts? Something
Little
like that?
shorts, yeah, and highlights.
Yeah, little shorts and highlights that come out throughout the week.
Make sure you
as well.
check out the second channel too, TCH2, which
Yeah.
is a bunch of interesting breakdowns and best of videos. Lots of good content in there. Every like and subscribe helps us, and we really appreciate it. We just did the YouTube thing. So we got
Eric says it is good background noise while I work. Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah, well,
That means that he's listening to us and
Yeah.
not even watching these guys.
that's fair.
It's just a podcast.
As long as you don't tell us, like, oh, yeah, I love to go to sleep to your stream. Like, that's sort of a little bit of a backdoor compliment. I'll take it. I'll take it. But
Mad Benjamin says real poker for real people. Poker Money said TM, not TK. I'm pretty sure I said DK earlier, as there's a person on the stream that goes by DK. So we do have a TM, but we also have a DK, which sounds like TK. Matt Benjamin said, used to be a David Pratt on the radio in Phoenix. He was very good.
Oh, I know, a funny story. The first time I went to Phoenix, got in my rental car, and we got there in the morning and flip on the radio.
Is it a real David Pratt?
And it's like, hey, everybody, it's David Pratt in the morning, paying stacks and stacks of wax and wax for you. We got the hits. Time to get the lead out. I'm like, is that me? That's me. No.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it
you
was
know,
weird.
that's funny is I can't remember which news network here in Austin. I think it's Fox. But the sports announcer, his name is Dennis De La Pena. He has my last name.
Ooh.
And there is very few people that have my last name. So I remember like back when I was in college, like we'd message each other back and forth on Twitter. Like, dude, we have the same last name. You know what I mean? Because my last name is somewhat rare. Like I don't see a lot of people with my last name.
That's a, what's the term, Castilian last name?
He just said 98 KUPD. That's what you saw.
Hey, good morning. It's 98 KUPD. We got the hits for you. We got traffic and weather on the 9s. Coming up, we got lane closure with traffic. My God, it's bad out there.
That would actually be really fun to do. For some reason, when I was younger, I wanted to do radio. What's that movie with Good Morning? Good Morning
Vietnam.
Yeah, when I saw
great
that
movie.
when I was younger, I was like, dude, I want to do that. I just want to be on the mic and just talk and stuff like that. And he was just awesome.
You got middle pair for a few folks and a pair of Davids down there.
That'd be funny if it stuck. I don't think it will, but it would be funny if it did. We can keep trying, though.
Yeah, I like it.
Pocket
I like
Dave's. But is it Pocket Dave's or Pocket David's? What do
not
you guys like better for the Pocket Deuces?
How about this?
Pocket Dave's or Pocket David's?
Yeah, drop a deuce in the chat for Pocket Daves.
There you go.
We love you, Aaron.
What's everyone drinking tonight, says Lucas? Water. What about you?
Topo Chico. like a
Carbonated water.
Good Austinite.
Man, Matt Benjamin has all the info on this. He said it's called the Big Red Radio, located on the corner of South 26 and Guadalupe, right across from the Rock and Sex Bar.
I'm just going to let that one drop because I have questions.
Okay, LV Coleman says, I have asked for points twice. You didn't see either one of them. We are not in charge of the Streamlabs.
Yeah.
So
LV, it's a bot that is picking those things up. If you want to see your points, type exclamation point points.
Yeah, you can't just ask for them. There's an actual thing you do in there. LV is drinking some Hennessy. He said, I don't get it. You want to explain to him how to do the points again?
Here, I'll demonstrate
Okay, look,
for you.
David
I'm
Pratt's
just
going to
about do
type it in right
I'm
now.
just about to do it. There we go. I just did it.
There you go. All right, Cy with the pretty 10-9 versus Ace-Jack and Ace-6. Han is pretty much any ace he is going to play. Dave flops best with top pair, backdoor flush draw for Cy.
Cy's got 3/5 of a straight flush, though.
Yeah, and also a backdoor straight and straight flush as well. David is going to bet 75 here. Han has a backdoor baby straight and a wheel draw, and that's about it. Ace high, not good currently. There you go. Capital P points. Not I, excuse me, exclamation point.
You know, sometimes the Streamlabs bot gets a little confused and needs to be poked.
Wow. Skillboy has over 1 million points.
That's a lot of fake internet points.
There you go, Coleman. You have 231 points. We worked this through together. We were about halfway through. It's 8 p.m. Central Time here in the wonderful Austin, Texas.
You're going to have to stop me from doing radio voice again because I really want to do that. We're about halfway through, you know, traffic and what. I'm not going to do it. It's terrible.
Is that a lot of effort for you to do?
Not really, but it's annoying.
For who?
The viewers. I actually care about them.
I think my mantra.
King 10 off for DK is going to go ahead and just call here. King 2 likely to get out of the way.
The best ones. He's tired. I'm tired.
This may be the most masked we've seen on a live stream in a really long time.
Does that seem too sleepy, like too nitty?
I'll be knit. I'll be knit, but
You know, to each their own. No judgment from me, but I have no interest in wearing those things whatsoever anywhere I go.
I'll keep them both out. And it depends on what I put over my card.
But you guys do you.
Never going to judge anybody else for their own choices. Good for them. Everybody is different. But not for me.
Ace 5-4. Got pocket fours here for Han. 9-5 suited for TM.
And Dave is in the lead and doesn't know it, but he is out of position. This is a good, you don't want to dunk lead that.
Dave with a pair of aces and a backdoor flush draw. He's going to go ahead and make the call from TM, who just has a 5 here. Han's going to go ahead and call with pocket fours, and it looks like we're going to go 3 ways to a turn. 7 on the turn pretty much changes nothing, but it brings in a backdoor flush draw, which nobody has.
Dave does the right thing in check. I like the check there. I was just praying for the pink to gut shot.
200 for Han with the fours. He definitely is action. He comes to play. No matter if he's down piles, he is getting in there. TM has a 5, which is third pair, and he is behind. We know what TM's cards are.
My God. It's amazing. He's in the tank a lot for this one. I can sort of see why he is. A 5 is not bad here, but that kicker is terrible. And you have no redraws. Your redraws are 2 out of redraw.
As you can see, TM is not going anywhere.
And this is going to price Dave in.
Now, Dave is actually trying to wonder here, is he out-kicked here? Or is he behind some random 2 pair? But I don't think you can fold the ace just yet. He's getting a good price. 200 for a pot that's going to go up to 1,040.
I don't know if the outkicked is necessarily a concern right now. I think he's probably thinking about the 2 pair. Yeah.
Now, Han is going to come in for a big bet here, I think, regardless of what the turn is.
Backdoor flush gets
Well, maybe that slows him down, but he does have a club blocker. Pot is 1,040. Let's see. I think Dave is likely to check with 2 players behind. And let's see if Han wants to make a big play here. And it would be insane if Han makes a big play and then TM just finds a crazy call and then gets Dave to essentially fold the best hand. Oh, wow.
So
there we go.
I'm thinking this is actually a pretty good bluff spot for On. If On rips it here, he has a chance of getting away with it. But that is his only hope. Yep, he's going to fold. It's rip it or fold.
I have to admit, I was pleasantly surprised with Dave leading into 2 players there on that board with that action.
Yeah. I think he sniffed it out.
Yeah?
I think he figured it out.
Very nice, Dave. Very nice play. Hit that like button. Thank you, everyone, for saying that in the chat. Yeah, Shadowstorm, I agree with you. Dave probably doesn't like his kicker very well, but for some reason that changed on the river. And he did not have a club to block the flush as well.
the clubs too, but
Not bad.
I mean, 2 days.
Looks like we got a dealer change bomb pot here. For those of you who are new viewers and do not know what a bomb pot means, it's everybody places in a $10 blind ante pre-flop. And the game is PLO, which is pot limit Omaha. You get 4 cards, and you must use 2 of them.
This year,
Everybody's placed in their antes,
next year, it's going to be kind of crazy.
and we're going to get a flop here with no pre-flop action. And once the flop comes, then we play. So functionally, there's $70 in the pot right now, and
Yeah, but like,
we're just going to go blind to the flop.
Oh, I'm 100% going to be at the game.
I mean, I would love to be at that game.
And I am here by myself in the booth, which is not at all terrifying because I have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm very glad that you guys are all here to watch this with me.
You got number 1s in there, times 4?
See? Do what?
No ability to improve?
8, 7, 8. And again, this is pot limit Omaha, which means every player has 4 cards, and they must use 2 from their hand and must use 3 from the board. It's a common thing if you've never played PLO before. You think you have a boat, and you do not. So let's see, what do we have here? We've got a pair and an open-ender for Geo. And DK's got 2 pair. And 4 ways to the turn. With 4 mystery hands. Okay, this is where my excellent world-class poker analysis is going to come in. I'm going to guess what everybody has, and I'm going to get it wrong. So we got a 5 of diamonds here, which actually does, if you had a wrap, that makes the straight come in. And again, this is bomb pot, so anybody could have absolutely anything. Perfectly reasonable to have 6-9 here. Side's going to lead out for what? That looks to be about 300, so almost pot. It's going to get a quick call from Rhett there.
Good luck, all in.
And on is just going to rip it. So I suspect what On's trying to do here is make this look like he either has the boat, because it's extremely rare to try and bluff at a bomb pot. It's not a thing that ever works. The rule of thumb is if there's a pair on the board, somebody has a boat, and we're 4 ways here. So all the other 3 players got to be looking at that and going, well, On has at least 5s full here, but highly likely, 7's full, 8's full of 5s. So that spade flush draw doesn't look so good anymore.
Fighting spirit.
See what Tino is going to do. Sai ripped it right on top of On. That's interesting. And he functionally has him covered, so he's all in to call. So we might have a 3-way all in.
So much pollen in the air right now. It's really bad.
I've been praying for rain. It was supposed to rain the other day. It never
This is why we love bomb pots in Texas.
I
Yeah, he's
know,
gonna
I
fold it.
need
That's
it,
probably
we
the
need
right
that to
call.
wash it all down.
All right, let's see a river and figure out which one of them has a better boat, because this is almost guaranteed to be boat over boat.
Flush.
So we got a king of hearts, so let's see what everybody has. We've got, 8's full of 7s. So that was the nuts until the river. And that's probably going to take it down. Nice hand, Si.
Sorry, brother.
Yeah,
Nice,
trying to see what he's
Si.
got. He's got 5s.
Pretty sure I had.
Was it open?
Si takes down a nice big pot.
Open it.
You know the flush was value. Well, I guess you didn't know what size.
Someone had a full house from a flop, you know, pocket 7s, even possible quads.
He bailed you out on that one.
Now I get a bunch of spades.
He bailed you out.
Thanks again, everybody. We got 477 right here. According to my little view here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm doing the YouTube thing. That is right. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever you're supposed to say. But we are here for you, and we really do appreciate when you do it. It helps a lot. It helps us out a lot. And again, don't forget to join us here on Saturday afternoon. We'll have the final table from our WPT Steps tournament. That's coming from Dallas. In fact, that'll give us 5 days of action this week. It's Mondays and Thursdays, we're here in Austin. And Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then Fridays as well, they're up in Dallas.
I'm back. What I missed?
Everything. Si stacked on with the nut boat and a bomb pot.
Oh, he won again?
Yeah, he did.
Who'd he beat?
On ripped it on the turn, and Si had the nut boat.
Oh, wow. What did Han have?
It looks like a straight flush draw, I think, or a straight and a flush draw. The cards were kind of not easy to see.
Did we lose a player? Or is
We did. Han stood up.
Dante just asked, is there a seat open? And yes, there is a seat open. There's not?
A seat open.
Han came back? Oh, okay. Looks like Han came back, but we don't know yet. I just went to out to the restroom to grab some water, and I saw Si. He goes, great table change, because he was just kind of like not really running good at the other table, and just pretty much plows through 2 folks. And it looks like he's going to get a color up.
I think he's up to about 7.5, somewhere around there.
It's your side.
How much did Han have?
Ripped it for about 1.6, so I think he started with about 1.8.
And they're like, oh, dang, Han's coming back. There's no quit in that, man. And those are real $100 bills, ladies and gentlemen. I remember someone asked on the stream, are they playing for real money? Oh, yes, this is everyone's real money. I mean, I'm sure some people may be staked from time to time, but these are stakes that are low enough that you really don't need to be staked in this game.
Well, I don't know about you, but I use those North Korean counterfeit super bills. Nobody can tell. Oh, crap. Everybody knows now.
I got a straight and a flush.
Sai said, hold that, excuse me, Dante said, hold that seat. Well, Han just came back, so currently no more seat open. But feel free to come play. The TCH Thursday nights are always rocking. It's pretty much my favorite night to play here, whether I'm commentating the stream, playing the stream, or just playing the 2-5. As I said, the 2-5 here is pretty much my favorite place to play in all of Austin. Westlake is actually out there playing the 2-5.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he was playing the 2-5 last night. So I mean, he's normally in the 5-10 streets, but rocking out with the 2-5 tonight.
I like playing with Matt. He's arguably one of the top 5 cash players in town, maybe the best cash player. A great guy. Fun to play with.
If you had to choose one person in the Austin area as best cash game player to put up against anybody, who would you pick?
Probably Matt.
Matt?
Yeah, probably Westlake. Consistently the best. Yeah.
I may have to pick maybe Pierre.
Pierre's a hell of a crusher too. He's, if it's not, he's in the running. Like, definite honorable mention.
I mean, you always get a lot of the same names, you know, for the most part. You got Westlake, you got Pierre, you got Bones, Boots, Sparks. Who else are we missing? Oh, God. I'm missing the other guy's name. His real name's Matt, but he goes by something else on the stream. Slicer.
Yeah,
there you
Slicer. He's not an Austin guy, but Chaz is no slouch either.
go. Yeah? I mean, he's up here enough to be an Austin guy.
Yeah.
He's like the most consistent Monday guy we got, and he comes from San Antonio.
I've played a bunch with all those guys, and I don't think I stand a chance against them, but I can hold my own at that table. I'm not a winning player at that table, but I'm not a losing player.
Where, the 5-10 table?
You know, if you put me at a table with, like, pick a couple of those guys and some randoms, like Pierre and Matt and everything, they're just fun to play with because they make you better. They make you raise your game.
Well, they make you think.
Yeah.
You don't have to think as much.
And we have an open, well, he's got the straight already, but it's an open-ended straight flush draw right now for TM. Against On, who led into him, and On just ripped it, and he's going to get the bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, oh.
What does
I think
On have?
is in
Oh, he just has
punt
a
mode.
10.
Oh. That's a shame. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Woo!
Well, to quote Chris Rock, grand opening, grand closing.
He even saw it and said, oh, missed flush, but he had the straight. Luckily, TM didn't have that much more behind, so it's not Han's entire stack. And Han is down a lot. What is he down, 4 or 5K?
Somewhere around there, yeah. He just bought in for, I think he was just back in for 2,500. Maybe 3.
Let's see, how much did Han give away there?
I think it was
Hey,
about
look at this. Look
2,500.
at this tip here. $50, $60. Like, if you can say one good thing about TM is TM is a very good tipper. We were at the 2-5 table before, and he was tipping $25, $50.
We got a question in the chat from Lucas Vance. Which TCH opened first? So the Austin TCH is the OG TCH. Actually, it's a pretty cool story. If you want to hear about the history of it, there's a great podcast you can listen to called the Texas Poker Experience, hosted by one of our regular players here, Caitlin. Go check it out on all your podcast sources. A couple weeks ago, they had an episode with Sam Von talks about all the history of how poker came to be in Texas, and it's really a fascinating story. It's a great podcast. You guys should check it out.
Wasn't on Monday.
Yes, Sam, he started TCH, and then he also started Palms, which was recently sold and no longer. But Sam kind of opened the door to all the card rooms that you see all over.
Sam trailblazed all of this and did a lot of work and really set a foundation. Good guy.
He doesn't know. He has
Jedi Master Ted says TCH Austin was the pioneer of poker clubs in Texas. They were at a different location down south nearly 8 years ago. Yeah, they were down south on Manchaca.
Unlighted back door of a muffler repair shop where you were parking in a gravel parking lot with no...
And there's a little small place there currently.
It was pleasantly stabby walking out to your car at 3 in the morning.
Did you play in it back then?
I did, yeah. I think I joined up, not immediately because I didn't hear about it. I think it took maybe about a month or two into it. I had a couple buddies tell me about it, and we went down and played, and the action was great. Like, thank God we don't have to go to Vegas anymore. So we got Faker with top pair here, and TM with top pair. So we got 2 people with top pair, but Faker is outkicked by TM. And not much else going on here except Rhett has middle pair. And Saya's pocket Davids.
5 ways to the flop once again. And Sai is up 6.1 now. Bought in for I think 1,000. Han is down to 1.6, and he may be up 6. He may be in for 6K.
Han is going to get out of the way here. Sai is absolutely getting out of the way. Brett will likely fold if he's smart. Yep. So now just Faker has a decision here.
Lucas said, and that's why I like the Austin stream the most, even if Dallas has bigger games. Yeah, I mean, you know, bigger games are fun and stuff like that, but it's really just, you know, the quality of the action. I think the commentators obviously make it. I mean, there's some games that I watch and the commentators just, you know, if they're not enjoyable to listen to, then you just put them on mute and stuff like that, right? But it's always good if you can have someone that's enjoyable to listen to, but also the action is just fun.
Yeah, the action. The reason why I like this also the Monday and the Thursday games here, predominantly the Thursday game, but they
Well, we
both
know
can be
everybody
great.
too.
We know everybody, but the social aspect,
Yeah.
it really is a big deal. You're playing. It is a true social club, and it's not a clique either. You know, it's not exclusive. Like, if you want to come down and play, absolutely, and everybody's friendly, and it's a really fun place to play. And the games are just great. The action up in Dallas is amazing, though. It gets huge, and Ben and the team, they're great in the booth up there too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ben actually has a radio voice, so
Yeah, he does.
Okay, 5 behind. Spot here it is.
So my only complaint here, and maybe I should head out there and talk to them about this, is I'm disappointed in the lack of straddles this evening.
I thought we were having 10s and 20s. No? We used to.
These are rookie numbers. Wait till I get these numbers up.
You can turn the fucking thing up. Huh?
I was like, that went up pretty quick.
Yeah, I put 2 in there. 1 traveled. All right.
Queen 5-4.
Whole lot of nothing for a lot of people, except a couple gut shots, a gut shot, and On's got a pair. But other than that, not much.
Is this the same hand? We got Pocket Davids once again.
Chips wanted to go.
We're still in the same hand.
Why is this hand taking so long?
I don't know. Gonna check around. Let's see what that is. What is the turn? Looks like a 6. 6 of spades. So now Sai just got a little bit more viable with his 9 spade draw.
Sai?
Yeah, he has ace 9 of spades. Oh, he folded. He's out.
And Han is going to win with a pair of 5s.
Nice.
A little small pot, but it's always nice when you can get one in there. Jedi Master Ted, all games in Texas play bigger anywhere. Yes, it is true. We're getting more and more folks from like New York, Vegas, Chicago, Florida that are flying in to either play in the cash games or play in the tournaments. And then once they bust in the tournaments, they come join us in the cash games. And they all say just how the games are just like wild here and so big. And I don't know. I just think we're lucky. I think Austin is definitely the mecca of poker. Obviously, you have bigger games in Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio. I think those are just bigger markets with, you know, maybe bigger money. But Austin is definitely coming up, and there's more and more, as you know, more and more money that's coming here. And Austin is the most expensive real estate market in the state of Texas.
Well, I think the differentiating factor here, too, is, for those of you who don't know, in the state of Texas, there is no rake in any of the card rooms. You're paying seat rent, so all these guys are paying $12 an hour to pay here. That has a couple things that affect it. One, it doesn't take money off the table because there's no rake. And two, the house is not incented to put caps on the games like they are in Vegas. So a 2-5 game in Vegas is not like the 2-5 game here. They're all super deep games, which is where poker starts to get interesting. 2-5 is a vastly different game when everybody's 400 bigs deep.
One for you, Jesse. For the
Yeah.
hell
For sure. And it's just fun. I don't like Dante just say when I go to Vegas, I'm considered a maniac. And Dante here, some people call him a nit. You know what I mean? Like just the difference in contrast of just like playing environments. I was playing with Dante the other night, and it's funny because Dante was like, he's like, I continue to limp back raise the pocket aces. I go, why do you keep doing that? He's like, because you coined it to Dante, so I feel like I got to.
God bless you, Dante.
I was like, well, Dante, you can do it with other hands too. It doesn't have to be the aces every now and again, right? Like, you can do it so maybe people think you have aces because you know you like to limp back raise with aces, and then just like slam the 7 deuce on the table. That's always fun.
It was fun. I tell people new to Texas when they come and play a cash game, if they predominantly played in places like Vegas, they see 2-5 or they even see 1-3 on the list. And they're like, oh, what is that? The 2-5 game here is at the very least a 5-10 in Vegas, probably more like a 10-20.
Well, depending on who's at the table. If Chase is at the table, it's sometimes it's 2-500. And if you have $1,000, you only have 10 big blinds. So if you have ace-10 suited, you're jamming it in there, and you're basically flipping for stacks. Someone
folded the nuts again.
Oh, someone folded the deuce 4. P. Willie says 90% or more are lifetime losing players. You know, that stat goes around a lot, but who actually really knows, right? Like I'm sure there has to be more than 10% of players that are actually winning in the game. But honestly, I think most people don't even keep track. This is just kind of like, instead of going to the bar and wasting $200 on beers with you and your friends, they're wasting $200-300 on just playing some poker.
Yeah.
And I think people don't even use it as like, am I a winning player or not? It's just entertainment.
Well, it's the same thing for me. Like, clearly, this is not my job. And I would not actually categorize myself as a winning player. I would categorize myself as a not losing player. In that, you know, I haven't put money in a bankroll in a very long time, but I'm not, you know, accumulating huge amounts of money. I'm just here to play and have fun.
Would you say break even then?
Yeah, something maybe a little bit over break even. You know, enough to absorb the variance, but and every now and then take a little bit out for like a toy or something. Like, hey, take a couple grand out.
So we got a hand here. So 10-8 offsuit for Han, who currently has a pair, and straight for. Yeah, Jack 10, 8, 9, 7. Yeah, straight for Sai. Raises it up and gets a call here by Han.
And the straight just got there for Sai.
Oh, he already had it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He flopped it.
Huh,
And
see,
so
I don't pay attention.
Han checks. And let's see if Sai makes it a little bit small here to try to get called by, to get Han to call him with something.
And he's going to do the exact opposite.
He's going to go big here. Uh-oh. Han just has an 8, and he's blocking the straight with his 10.
That's raising.
Oh, my goodness. Is he going to try to rep pocket 8s here?
I think On is in
Oh, my goodness.
punt mode.
Sai only has to call 794. Oh, it's wrong?
Yeah, that's 2,300. That's way more than.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, never mind.
2,500.
So Sai has to call a lot more than this.
Yeah.
Han is basically saying, I have pocket 8s.
Or 8-7.
Or 8-7. Wow. If this gets through, what a baller. I mean, Han's been kind of running into it. He's down piles, but he keeps trying. And, wow, flopping the straight, board is paired, and Han is going for it on the river. Wow. Could Sai find the call button here?
Good luck, all in.
Sai is trying to do the combinations in his head of what boats beat me here. What boats could he has? Obviously, there's no flush. He doesn't have to worry about that.
Replaying the action, it does make sense because
Yeah, so Han raises it up to 20, gets 3-bet to 60. Han calls. I mean, he can do that with pocket eights. He can do that with 8-7. Then Han leads out. Now, imagine him leading out with 2 pair or a set of eights, and then gets raised, and then just calls. Then he checks, as there is a straight out there. Sai checks as the board gets paired. And then he check raise jams here on the river.
this is an excellent bluff spot. This is probably the best one I've seen all night to do this.
If this gets through, I really hope he shows it, because the table is just going to go wild. Oh. Oh, can Sai get away? This is obviously at the top of Sai's range with flopping the straight, and it's really, really, really hard to fold a straight here. But when you're getting checked raised like that on a paired board, it just screams full house.
Deal me in.
You're 1.8 to win 5.8.
Wow. Does Sai call? So we got, look in the chat, we got a little, what's it called? Poll, survey, if you will. Does Sai call, yes or no? This is one of the nicest bluffs I've seen on this. You rarely see a bluff like this on this stream.
Live stream.
You will see it more often than not on the Monday stream when it's 5:10. We got pros playing in, but Han was such a gutsy move here.
This is an excellent bluff. But Sai's probably also thinking too, On's been wild all night, he's been kind of crazy, which has pluses and minuses because it opens his range up, 7-8 stuff
Okay,
there.
so we fixed it. So Sai has 1.8 to call.
1.8 to win 5.8.
Yeah, and so Sai is trying to figure out, obviously, what boats does he have here? And the way it's been played out, it sounds like 8-7 or pocket eights.
He's thinking, well, I only got to be right 2 out of 3 times.
I mean, it could even be potentially jacks, because Han did raise pre-flop. Oh, it got through! It got through! Oh my God! What a move! What a move! I'm surprised how like quiet the table is right now. What in the world? How is it? Maybe they're just stunned. What a great move by Han
It's a
there.
hell of a hand.
Wow. And that's after he's just kind of running into it. You know how when you're running into it and you're just down piles?
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, it doesn't affect all players, but sometimes you're just a little gun shy. You're like, I'm already down this much. I don't want to be down
Either
more.
that or it makes bluffing easier because, like,
True.
fuck it mode engaged.
Yeah, I have to admit, when I'm down, I play more aggressive. When I'm just up. Sometimes when you're up a lot, you don't want to give it back, and that's something that you have to consider with Sai too. That may be going through his head. It's like, I just got all these chips. Do I really want to give it away?
Yeah.
You know? Wow. Oh, 73% said Sai calls, and he let it go.
Sai is definitely, like, don't look at for those of you new to the game, don't look at those results and think like, oh, Sai is such an idiot, whatever. Like, no, I actually, like, Sai's a hell of a player. And there was a lot of analysis that
Yeah,
went in there.
that was a really tough spot.
Yeah.
Like, really, really tough spot.
And in a lot of cases, that's actually a correct fold.
Yeah, if you're in the chat saying that's a stupid fold, blah, 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 it's a lot easier when you're seeing the cards. When
Yeah.
you're there in person and you're playing for thousands of dollars and someone's check raised jamming on you with the board is paired and he's down piles, I mean, that takes guts. Guts, and it just screams full house.
So the opportunity, the way I've always thought about
Wow,
this, the
great bluff.
opportunity that on just ran into there. Imagine you run a runner a flush and nobody sees it, and you run a runner the nuts and you make the bet, and you're going to get calls because most of the time people are going to win. Or
Yeah.
you just hit that little thing. He just capitalized on the exact opposite of that. Like, came runner for not what he had, but for an excellent, perfect bluff spot. and he capitalized on that odds.
Wow. That was a man. Respect on.
Yeah. Got the nut flush draw here for Gio, and they both have top pair. TM does not know he is outkicked, though. Well, actually, he has to know he's outkicked. But he's probably thinking. He has to know he's behind. Yeah, there you go. There's no way you're ahead with that configuration.
Man, there's nothing more fun when you see just a really good bluff. That gets through like that. Look at Sai. Sai's just like, you know, because when you think about it, right? Think about it all over. Like, what do I beat here? What's beating me? I mean, jacks, 8-7, 8s. Like that's essentially. Well, he had an 8 in his hand, so he's more likely repping, you know, pocket 8s and 8-7. But Sai is thinking, you know, one of those combinations.
I think it wasn't the combo of just the run out, but it was the combo of the action on the turn, or excuse me, the action on the flop.
Yeah.
Where
So Steve asked, "Do you guys fold?"
yeah, I fold that.
Oh man, it's like
So
you gotta understand, especially at these stakes, right? Like these guys aren't pros. Han's not a pro. I think Han's a businessman. I don't know what Han does. On. I think I'm saying his name wrong. But when someone check raise jams on you for their whole stack with the board paired, like not many people are bluffing there.
Yeah.
You know, not many people are bluffing there. Like at worst, maybe he has a 7, right? And he has trip 7s there. So obviously with the straight, you're beating that.
But that's
But
the only
there's-
thing you're beating.
Yeah, there's so many combinations there of full houses, and Sai just got that money, and that you're obviously going through that. He's going through the math in his head. What are my odds to call? Oh God, am I calling there? That's a really hard spot, honestly.
He did tee it up himself with the lead, get raised, call on the couple streets beforehand. If it didn't play out that way, the bluff would not have worked.
Yeah. Well, see, too, when the board pairs a lot of the times on the turn when the board pairs, you see check a lot, right? And so when Han checks and then Sai checks, he's like, okay, well, if Sai had a boat, I think he would bet this. So I have an 8. So I have 8s in my range, 8-7 in my range. If I'm going to win this pot, I know an 8's not going to do it. So I have to check raise jam. And check raise jam just looks so strong. He did give the opportunity for Sai to check back, right? And if Sai checks back, obviously he loses the hand. But a check raise jam just seems so strong.
You know, that class, it's almost a case study. Like, you could take that hand and, like, chop it up and make an interesting case study discussion about it.
Yeah.
Maybe do a 25-minute, you know, poker breakdown analysis video. I'm not going to do that, but there's a lot to learn there.
Yeah, Jacoby was saying, can't believe he let that go, but I get it. I'm glad you followed up with I get it, because I can believe that he let it go. I mean, that's a tough spot.
Yeah, I'm folding that nearly all, like, with that specific configuration and action, I'm almost always folding there.
I wouldn't say always. I'm like 50-50. I think half the time I call and half the time I fold. Like, that's just a. I mean, you're at close to top of your range there.
Well, we've already established that I'm not a winning player, so.
Well, also the flush draw missed too, so you have to put that into the consideration. But the thing is, what bluffs are check raise jamming? Like, if he was bluffing, I think it's more likely that he leads out than he check raises, right? Check raise on the river is just so strong. I'm impressed. That's probably one of the better plays I've seen in a really long time.
I suspect, you know, like Aaron's always saying, you got to have a plan. Like, if you're going to play a hand, you need a plan on the flop. And I suspect he set that plan up on the flop when it came down with that betting action.
Yeah.
And he was just following a script in his head.
Yeah, and you have to have a plan because when you're playing poker, poker is actually a lot easier if you think what's going to happen before it happens and you have a plan to counter that. Like for example, let's say you're out of position, right? And you're the pre-flop raiser. And you're like, okay, the pot is 200 bucks. I'm going to bet 1/3 pot. So I lead out for like 70. But before you lead out for 70, ask yourself, if I get raised here, what am I doing? If I get raised here, like mid-click, what am I doing? If I get raised 3-4x, what am I doing, right? Like, you got to know. So if you know ahead of time, you don't put yourself in such bad spots, you know?
And what are you trying to accomplish with that lead out too? I mean, lead out for 70. Like, are you trying to get it through? You're trying to get. Do you want callers?
Yeah,
Like,
and
you've got to know that.
bet sizing is truly important too. People just watch videos and go, oh, so these guys are betting, 3% pot all the time. I'm going to do third all the time as well. But like, there's reasons for that. Like, why are you betting a third? Why are you betting half? Why are you leading out 75% into multiplayer? Like, you have to have a plan. Like, is there a flush draw on the board? Is there a straight draw on the board? If there's no flush draw, you're multi-way, maybe you just call because you're not worried about the flush draw. Like, there's just so many different things. And I think that's why we all love this game. It's easy to learn how to play, but it takes a lifetime to master, right?
So which one?
You got enough for everybody on the
I will
table
take
or what?
all of them on.
Okay.
How many you got in that pocket over there? Huh? You got enough for everyone at the table?
I do.
We all battle.
I mean, I do.
I'm not giving them
I'm not
out.
giving them up.
Yeah, I'm actually curious about you guys in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you're Psy.
Free show.
Do you tell me? Do you call or do you fold? But then follow it up with a little mini explanation, not something super long, like a sentence or two. Why do you call and why do you fold? I'm just interested to hear some of y'all's perspective. And we're all people. We all constantly learning the game, and we can all learn from each other. But I'm just curious what you guys will think. I don't know. I'm 50-50 in that spot.
You don't call? Come on, man.
I'm always folding.
I'm sorry.
We all thought it was 25.
Oh man, I mean, if you don't have a full house and the board's paired, you always get somewhat worried. But it just really it really depends because like if the full house that's on the board doesn't match the range that has been played pre-flop, then you could look at all those combinations and say there's no full houses here.
Yeah.
I call. But because of the cards that were there and the ranges that he could potentially rep, there were full houses there that Sai found that beat him and ultimately laid it down.
7-8 is eminently.
Yeah.
Like if it was like 3-5, I'd be like, yeah, I'm probably calling.
Exactly. Yeah, like if it was like Jack 3-5-3,
Yeah.
like he probably wouldn't be able to make that play because is he really calling with? I mean, he could potentially call with pocket fives, right? But it's not nearly as likely. Sorry, we're going over this hand a little bit too much, but DK is going to win a small pot here with a flush draw and a top pair, like maybe pay him off. Nope. He just shows it to him. I
That's
win.
nice of him.
Yeah, nice guy. Okay, Carlo, the chat pro is up, and I just figured out that you guys have a website that y'all sell merch and stuff like that. So feel free to drop that, in the comment section, and if people want to get some merch from Carlo, the chat pro, feel free to check it out.
Pretty good to make it go straight.
You partially bluff.
And Pratt is taking a little water break, and he will be back here.
Partial bluff. Nah. Partial bluff.
Steve-O says, folding, I suck. That's funny.
Nice hand. Nice hand. Nice hand. Nice hand. Nice hand. Nice hand, my friend.
Yeah, some people are mentioning, like, I'm unemployed, so scared. That also depends, too. Like, what's your financial situation like? I mean, if you're unemployed and don't have a lot of money, you probably shouldn't be playing this game anyway, unless you're really good. But yeah, if you have some extra cash to burn, it's a little bit easier making a call like that. But if you're playing with your rent money and you're already up a couple thousand, maybe not. And DK flops trips here. And Rhett's going to go ahead and call, but we don't know what Rhett has here. Tommy, he didn't limp in. He raised the 20. He raised the 20, got 3-bet and called. So he didn't limp in there. I'm just gonna go back and just make sure. Yeah, I'm looking here. Han pre-flop. Han raised to 20. Got 3-bet by Sai for 60, and then Han called. On the flop, Han led out. Okay, so think about this. He led out after he got 3-bet. Sai raised him again. Han called. The board pairs, check, check. River, Han checks, Sai bet 700, Han jams, check raise jams 2.5. So he, yeah, he didn't limp. He raised to 20.
Did you miss me?
We did.
Okay, good. Well, that's nice.
So JTN1969 says the answer is really player specific. If Pratt makes that move on the river, you'd fold immediately.
This is 100% true.
On is just crazy and smart enough to make that move as a bluff, and Sai knows that. This is true. It's also in live poker, it's very player specific. And like, no offense to Pratt. If Pratt makes that move, I'm 100% folding. If Lottie makes that move, I'm 100% folding.
Yeah, I don't know how to bluff. I've said this. I've never bluffed
if
once.
If Tillman makes that move, I'm 100% folding. But if I'm playing against someone like Westlake or Pierre or Bones or maybe even Aaron or Jay-Win or maybe even someone like Sai, I'm thinking a lot because they are more capable of making this play. Also TM, they're more capable of making this play. With certain players are, I wouldn't say not capable is the right word, but they normally just don't make these plays. They make these plays when they have it.
You know, maybe not capable as a person who fits in that category.
Shut up. Flush here. Oh, excuse me. Flush here for Dave. Let's see if. Oh, and Pocket Dave's there for the TM.
Nice. It's not so much not capable, it's that it doesn't factor into the realm of options because it's kind of a more complex thing to do. And it's almost like I don't trust myself enough to know if this is the right thing to do here or not because it's super risky.
Yeah, like if Lottie makes that move, I don't even think about it. I go fold, whatever. Like, and I'm annoyed that I'm folding to a boat, you know, because I flopped a straight. And that's the worst thing in the world is when you flop a straight or you flop a flush and you have to fold because someone who's very nitty is like jamming or betting into you. It's just like, you know. But I will give credit to my boy Tillman. I have seen him make that play and use his image to his advantage, and he has bluffed before.
I bluffed you off a pot with deuce 4 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So, but technically I was ahead because I had like king high. So yeah, I didn't really have much, unfortunately. Thanks, Kwame. Appreciate you. He thought it was limp, but because of the straddle, but he raised it up. Yeah, I think it was. Eric says when he shoves, he is bluffing or nuts. Well, we know that, and maybe not necessarily nuts, but it could be second nuts or third nuts, right? Depending on what full house.
I have a good boat or air, one of the two.
And that's what you call it a polarized bet because it could literally go either way, and sometimes like that, it's literally a coin flip, right? Like I've seen Doug Polk a while back where he had a really hard call to make, and he did something with his chips, and he looked down at it, and based on where his chips turned, he folded. But he was like 6-7% of the time I'm calling here, 33% of the time I'm folding here, and sometimes it's just a coin flip, and you know, I wouldn't necessarily say make a coin flip to make a call on thousands of dollars, but sometimes you have to do that. Some people just look at their watch, and if it's an even number, they're calling. If it's an odd number, they're folding.
I look where the second hand is. No, I'm honest. Like,
what do you mean?
where is the second hand in the current minute? And that tells me where the random number has been generated.
Okay.
Like hey, if I'm folding 60% of the time, second hand is greater than 60% of the way. So
I've
I'm
seen
folding.
I've seen people flip a coin. They flip a coin heads or tails because they literally don't know what to do, and it's such a polarized bet. You know, it can be a bluff or they got it. You know, and sometimes when it gets down to it, it's literally like just 50-50. You either got it or not. Sorry, guys. We can be talking about this for a long time, but
I just learned how to use second hand. The big hand, the small hand, the second hand. That's just recent to me.
Ace Queen versus Queen Jack here. It's gonna get 3-bet, and the Queen Jack is gonna go ahead and let it go. Cumulative win size up there. Han is coming up. He's only down 300, so he took a decent.
Does
part
that
there.
include all of his buy-ins? Because
Okay. Ah, crap. So he's down what?
he's stuck an extra grand. on top of
Okay,
that.
so 1,300. That's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not bad for the way he's been running.
But he was down a little bit more when we played before.
Yeah.
He got involved in some all-ins that didn't go his way, unfortunately.
I mean, $1,300 is $1,300, but at the end of the day, that's not the kind of thing where at this game, being stuck 1,300.
You can get that back in one hand.
Yeah, it's a bad day, but it's not like a nightmarish day.
I think in this game, once you start getting down 2-3K, that's when you're like, damn it.
Yeah.
2-3K and 5-10, it's kind of normal. But in this game, oh, here's a little. Oh, I'm surprised. Side could have definitely raised that from the button. Oh, he hasn't yet. There we go.
There we go.
8-7 suited from small blind. Definitely not a hand you want to play multi-way out of position. And it's
That's-
a great hand that plays post-flop and has a lot of playability. So he's going to go ahead and raise it up, narrow down the field.
And you know, sometimes with 7-8, you can make a boat.
Yeah.
Crazy ass motherfucker.
And it looks like everyone's going to call. And if I'm DK, I got 8-5 suited on the button with all these callers. I mean, I need to call $80. So it's going to go up to 5-10. I'm definitely calling here.
Yeah, like
And we're going 5 ways to the flop for the 400th time.
with those odds, it's almost even card independent. You're like,
Ooh.
whatever, I'm just calling.
And a gutter for side, 2 pair for Rhett. And Rhett's just going to jam it. And he goes and jams it a lot. And he walks away, too.
Oh, he's just grabbing a drink. He's in screw it mode.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's losing to any flop sets or straights, but I don't really like this jam. I
Yeah.
think he's going to lose value here for hands that could potentially call him.
I would have made, with that rainbow flop, now it's a straighty flop. So I either would have, because your early position, I either would have checked it down and maybe check raise, or just lead out for maybe half pot.
Much of a chaser.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to take it down and not worried about getting run out by a straight. But I wouldn't mind to see a bet of like 300 there and kind of narrow down the field and then, you know, isolate and play someone. And as long as you get a good clean turn, you can continue to go for value and get something like an, you know, a Queen X type hand to give you some more value there.
If you had Queen Jack,
It was
that's
top
top
2,
two.
guys. Don't argue.
All right, we got 39% of y'all that said no, I did not hit the like button. Well, what the heck is going on?
Good enough.
Feel free to hit that like button. We definitely enjoy it. Appreciate it. JTA 1969 says, David Pratt, that hand, call that hand 8-7. It sounds better that way. Plus, my birthday is August 7th. Oh, mine's August 9th.
All right, I'll go with 8-7 for you.
Happy Leo. Yeah, August 9th. We're 2 days apart.
Got about an hour left in the broadcast. I want to do the YouTube thing. Smash that like button.
You know how it's how you find someone who has like a similar birthday than you, and you're like, oh my God. We're like, well, there's like 7 billion people in the world and only 365 days. So it's highly likely you're going to find someone that's a birthday close to yours, if not yours.
I'll keep $10 in there.
I forget what it is. There's some small, it's like somewhere around 18 or 20 number. If you get 20x, small number of random people in the room, the odds that 2 people in the room have the same birthday is almost 100%. And it's counterintuitive, but it's basic statistics.
You get how many people in the room?
I think it's something like 23, 24 people in a room.
That's it? I feel like you need more than that.
Because it's not, you're not saying, oh, they both have April 4th as a birthday. It's 2 people have the same birthday.
No, 10. I would say 10.
Got it.
I would say 10.
You guessed
P. Willie says the only 2 birthdays that matter is Jesus and Elvis. Well, I definitely, yeah, I agree. I wouldn't say the only 2, but yeah. Those are important people.
I'll search for it extra money.
I mean, a decent hand between 3 people. Or betting stuff in the hand.
I don't know, I think my birthday is pretty important.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is Halloween.
Really?
Yep. October 31st.
Do you want to do a Halloween stream where everybody
Absolutely
wears costumes? I think that'd be hilarious.
I get a pass on doing Halloween activities because it's my birthday and I don't want to do Halloween stuff.
This place called Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. Mohegan Sun. Yeah. It's beautiful.
I got a pair of 5s for Cy. He's in the lead.
Yeah, I agree with Jedi Master Ted. I think the number of people need to be like 100. Yeah,
Okay,
so
I'm
what
gonna look
happened
this
to
up.
Faker? Not Faker. Yeah, someone asked the Seat 5 play. Well, he did get stacked earlier. Aces versus Kings. 5-4 versus Queen 6. High. Oh, look at Han. I'm just owning side now. Well, I mean, Sai only had a pair of 5s, but VPIP Han 55 TM, or excuse me, 59 TM is at 50. Faker and Sai down there in the 20s, but everybody is above 20%.
But here's still 18 and up.
So I got it wrong. It's when you have 23 people, there's a 50-50 chance of at least 2 people having the same birthday. When you get up to 75 people, there's a 99.9% chance.
Are you reading his thing? Did he literally copy? He literally copied and pasted what you
Oh, no,
just
I'm not
said.
reading the chat. I just looked it up.
But look at this. Y'all both looked up the same thing and typed it because
Possibly.
Jedi Master Ted literally typed it.
I remember it from college because it's it's a basic, it's the birthday paradox. It's
Yeah.
utterly counterintuitive, like everything else in statistics. And once you realize, okay, I get it,
I'm not going to promote another.
I mean, when you're playing poker, do you do, all the math and statistics in your head? and stuff
the
like
rough, the same thing everybody does. Like, hey, it's the flop. I have 9 outs, which means 9 times 4, so I got about,
that? What about like combinations, the number of combinations and stuff like that?
I will sometimes, but that's not really. That's more figuring out like,
That's probably a Blake.
because that's not statistics. Like combos are going to be like what could potentially happen, as opposed to what are they holding. They're sort of different.
Ace 5 suited, Jack 10, Ace 8, King Queen 6 on the board here. Sevens still in the lead, but Han has the most equity with the open ender of the Jack 10 offsuit, and he's going to lead out here. Looks like a overbet.
Properly, well,
Oh no, excuse me, 80.
there's the flush out there, and he is open-ended, so that's exactly what you're supposed to do there.
I like the bet, and Faker is going to get out of the way, and this is going to work. And Han is on a little heater. I mean, Dave has a backdoor flush, not flush, I mean runner.
It's not worth it to call that though.
No.
Minus high was good, boys.
What's up, Keenan? Keenan said, y'all keep calling his. Well, you misspelled there, Keenan. It's his name. His name, Han, when it's pronounced on.
I've been saying on. I don't know what your problem is.
I don't know. Han, on, they sound similar. On with an A, not Han with an H. And Keenan, make sure you do your sentences there. You're missing a period at the end, and then y'all keep calling his name, comma,
Do you want a red pen? We can get a red pen out.
Yeah, I'm an English teacher on the side.
Yeah, it was 40. It was 40 areas.
I know, Keenan. We play some games together a couple times a week. See you tomorrow. Ace 10, Queen 8, Queen Deuce here. Ace Jack 3 with 2 diamonds here. Looks like we got a big pot at the 2-5 table as everybody is checking out and watching.
I think I have a friend at that table right now.
You have a what?
I have a friend at that table right now. Told me he was here. I don't know if he's playing on the table or not.
A friend?
I know. It's shocking. I have a friend.
But like someone we don't know? Like some
You
somebody
probably
different?
played with him before.
What's his name?
Well, we're talking to the internet here, and I don't have his permission to.
Don't wanna throw it out there. I guess he's married. Can't tell me. his
Well,
wife
no,
is out there.
I'm sure his wife is delightful. Actually, I kind of like his wife more than him.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
But
Delightful? And you like him more than her.
I've known
What's
him-
going on
I've known
here,
them both
David
for
Pratt?
25 years. No, he's my friend, so you know, I'm gonna rib him. His wife's his better half. But no.
You need Aaron in the booth for that.
He's also in the witness protection program, so I don't want to give it away.
Keenan, such a fail on my part. Yes. I am glad you admit this, Keenan. What is going on in the background? What? Is something-
Hey, what happened to the AC? Did y'all turn it off? I see people's, everybody's a little listening. Are you serious right now?
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
So we got queens here, and there's always an overcard when you have queens. There's always an overcard. It's just the rule. It's like gravity.
Side.
He's thinking. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking about. It's
Is he serious right now? I thought he was.
And Sai has queens here. He's going to bet 60.
And then he started going down. I was like, oh no.
Ace high here for Han.
on.
On, excuse me, on.
I'm just gonna keep doing that, dude. I respect you, but
No, you're. I've told you before. If I say something incorrect, like correct me. It's okay.
You drank too much. Neither did I.
And Sai's gonna go ahead and continue here. And oh no, excuse me.
Are we good? It's high.
And Sai got a little bit back.
I tried to save my food.
I mean, he's still doing okay.
You trying to get something?
Okay.
This time, Derek? Alright, that's my time. Thank you all very much.
Oh, looks like we have a dealer change coming up. Looks like Jesse's leaving the box.
Yep. Bomb pot coming. And as David mentioned earlier with the PLL bomb pot, 2 cards in your hand. And 3 on the board for the best 5-card hand. And you have to play exactly 2. Sometimes we get that every now and again where someone will play 1 hand. Excuse me, 1 card. And they think they have a flush or a straight or whatever.
Like, no, you don't. And I'm sorry, but you don't. And you lose. These are fun. So for those of you who aren't in Texas and don't play here a lot, it's not exclusively a Texas thing, but around here, bomb pots tend to be pretty popular. Unfortunately, we can't do them on the stream. We can only have one board, but 90, almost universally, when we do these bomb pots, it's a double board split pot, which makes it even more crazy. It's just fun. It's a completely different game with a completely different mindset. Because anybody can have anything, and you're playing for half the pot. So you kind of goal, and because of that, they can get huge.
Yeah.
Your goal is to scoop for huge. And it'll happen every now and then.
We need to get him water is what we need to do.
Come see before you leave, just make sure that you get somebody else. You over here? I'm gonna yell.
We got a $10 straddle. And looks. Oh, excuse me. No, bomb pot.
Welcome to the game. Welcome to the game. So that's an interesting flop. We got a monotone clubs.
And let's see if anyone flopped the flush draw.
2 pair for DK, which he has boat outs.
Check. All right, everybody, we're going to the turn.
So let's see.
3 on the turn here.
3's gonna bet 60. 60 is actually 7 and 8 full.
Let's see what we got here. Gio's drawn dead. Sai is with the queen flush, so he's got the second nuts right now. He's got to feel pretty good about that. Not so much on these single board games, but the interesting thing as well, when you have a double board game, you want multi-way action because most of the time you're going to end up splitting it.
Yeah. And 2 changes nothing because you still need 2 cards. So Sai has second nuts here. Don't know what On has.
3 checks. And 9 checks. All right, everybody, showdown, please. Showdown. Queen high flush? Queen high flush? No.
Okay, let's see. He's got the king flush, yeah.
Queen high flush is the nuts.
Oh, wow. Nuts versus second nuts.
Oh, no, wait, no, it wasn't a king flush.
Oh, okay.
He just had the king of clubs. So we got about 45 minutes left.
Yeah, hit that like button and subscribe if you have not done so already. We really appreciate it.
All right. Yep, absolutely. All right, and it'll be and live 10, everybody, live 10. Okay, and so folds around to 7. That's okay. Everybody sits to the dice. Has been exposed.
How much? 10 to go?
Folding all the way around here.
Go straddle.
Oh,
7, 8.
yeah, I
For
thought
$5.
for a minute he folded that. And a lot of limps. I like to see, raises with hands that you're going to play. Queen 10 and 8-7 are definitely raisable hands.
I would.
On just wants to play the king 4.
Ace 3 DK should have. You've got 4 limps in front of you. You should have squeezed that with Ace 3 off DK. Make it 40. Make it 50 at least. And he spikes an ace.
1 check. Actually, 10 checks, 1 check. And we got a bet of
That's why you want to do it with an ace in your hand, because you've got a bunch of limpers behind you, and you know they're all relatively weak. And if you have an ace, you got to know you're doing okay. So bump it up. Maybe somebody calls you spike an ace, you're going to get paid. Or they fold around. Like, don't let it sit.
All right. as we get ready for the next hand here.
What floor is that?
JD.
JD, you want to back
Lucas Van says we are no Aaron. You are absolutely correct. I am no Aaron. Not even close. I know nothing about poker.
What did he say?
Although I am better looking than Aaron.
Who said what about Aaron?
He gave us a compliment. He said we're doing a great job. We're no Aaron, but great job. And he is 100% correct.
Sounds like a backhanded compliment to me. I am my own person, and you are your own person.
I
Brad.
know. I'm funny and good looking, and people like me.
Yeah. Aaron is really good at being very technical and analytical, and we just have a different angle.
Yeah, actually, I love listening. Aaron's probably one of the best analysts I've heard, even on all the streams, not even just the Texas ones. Like, he's excellent. He just kind of gets it. Gets a great read, and he has a great way of explaining why people do things and why you should do things. As opposed to myself, where I'll talk about things. Everyone who is listening right now, ignore everything I say about poker advice, because you will go broke.
And Ted, travel for 20, or travel for 20. We travel
But-
for 20 and the 7 seat. And actually going to start on 8 to 20.
Okay, so we've had some questions about what's going on with our gentleman player Rhett there in the background. There's no fight or anything like that. We know that you guys we're only addressing it because you can see it on screen there, that you may have saw a stumble, and we had some of our staff members helping him out. He just wasn't feeling well and fell down. So that's the update. As far as we know, he's okay. But that's pretty much it. No fighting or anything like that. of any
Sadly, no
kind.
drama. It's
Yeah, no
completely
drama.
uninteresting. Faker's got queens. And team.
We haven't seen queens that much.
Oh, we got queens versus queens. This is my favorite. I love this.
Yeah. Now, can someone come with a flush draw?
Didn't we see this last time too, or was it kings? I think it was kings versus kings last time. Well, we got a rainbow here, so no, not going to be a flush draw.
Yeah. Let's see. Effective here is 1.5. How much does Dave want to make it?
And they're actually, like, this is drawing to a split. It's not 50-50.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is a split pot right now.
There's no way that either one could win the pot outright. Dave's going to go ahead and make a pot-sized bet. Now, Faker is thinking this is my possible time to get my money back after he lost kings versus aces earlier. Dave. And did he go all in or did he just raise?
I think he just ripped it, which is, I think with his stack size, that's the right thing to do here. You got queens, you just got a big bet into you, and he's probably a little bit tilted. Oh, he didn't? He didn't rip it? I saw him put chips forward.
No, I think he just like raised it to like maybe 800-900, I assume.
Okay, 1-2.
Oh.
He left himself. That's why I thought he ripped it, because he's only got 300 behind. Like, I don't get what the thought process is, but
David's saying I should have just checked. You can't check there with queens. Like, your bet there is fine.
I mean, they're just gonna pile it in and run out the chop.
Being pocket aces was what fucking pre-flop bet. I mean,
He's just talking to himself like, did you? He feels like he has pocket aces here. Because Faker did raise to 200 pre-flop.
This actually, no, I take that back. Maybe the angle he's going for here is I'm going to leave myself some behind because I'm going to do a value bet here, because it almost looks stronger to do sort of, because that's just a 2x click, right? Or, well, 3x raise. That looks super strong. And like, I want your money, call me.
what would side do?
And it might work.
Well, the thing is, if Dave was worried about pocket aces, he should never have let out here. I don't understand the lead out. Because he's the one who raised. He got raised pre-flop.
Faker raised.
Yeah, I know.
and Dave just called. And
Oh,
just-
Faker check. Excuse me. He
So
didn't
it's
lead
a
out.
check raise.
Yeah, check raise, which puts him in a tough spot. So he needs to play. He's wondering if he wants to play for pretty much all of Faker's chips right now.
This is the only way. This is the best strategy to get somebody off the chop. Like do the.
Yeah, and guys, there is no fight. no fight in the background. And obviously, he can't call here. He needs to put 1,500 in. Total 1,500, excuse me.
This is exactly what kings or aces would do in this spot. Precisely what they would do. Because Dave did close the action pre-flop. So Faker's range is uncapped.
I don't want the clock. I don't want the clock. This is what I have right here.
I think he's going to get away with it.
Okay.
I think he's
Don't
going to get it
fold.
through.
Oh, man.
What the fuck I should do?
I think he'll find the call. If he folds, then Faker has to show that he had queens too. You know, sometimes I wish we had. There we go.
Oh, I'm just going to pile it in, and he's going to call. And nice.
And like, not even no point of putting cards out there.
Right,
at this
just run
point,
out the
but,
chop.
Yeah.
There we go.
And one guy's happy, and one guy's like, "Damn it."
Oh, I could have won that.
What's the point of showing the cards though?
I wanted
That's
to get
always
like
so
a read
funny.
off of him, just a little bit. I want to see a little wince, a little cringe, something.
You get that, but regardless,
Okay.
you're either not going to get more action, so what's the point of going all in?
You can fold.
Yeah, you can't fold there. Yeah, that's one of those spots. If you,
Hey, come on.
I had him sweating.
which one's
though.
that?
that talk out of, oh, you're going to do it. He probably thought you had kings in his aces.
Alright, so it's gonna be a big blind this time.
You're looking nervous.
Good hand to you. Good hand to you, sir. Good hand to you, sir.
I don't think he has kings there.
Good hand.
What part of it doesn't make sense? Because he would have four bet
Side deal anyone on proceed? Alright, so we have a straddle for 10 and 7.
You're not four betting kings. There's no way he has aces or kings there. No, not aces. But I can see that.
all right. Oh, look what Dave has. Hold on. Is that?
Oh wait. Oh, this is wrong.
Oh, that's wrong.
Oh,
Got
this
it.
is wrong. We've been told by
Okay.
our excellent producer Kristen that this is wrong.
Yeah, she just told me ahead of time that this is wrong, but then I go, "Oh God, he got queens again." Like, nope, that's the one that's wrong.
Are you executive junior producer yet?
I saw it going
Padawan
down.
producer.
Padawan.
I might have, actually.
Alright, and 7.
Folding fours. Interesting.
Yeah, and just an update that Dave does not have queens there, so he didn't fold queens pre-flop. It was just a minor error. And we're gonna go Sergio versus On. Say it right?
Nice.
On.
You got it right. On.
Nine, 10, 2. A gutter ball and a backdoor low straight flush draw for On. And he is going nowhere. Maybe even raise.
75.
Nope. Just gonna call.
Nice grand pop. Go on the chart. 75. And 9's gonna check on the turn.
Lucas says, I've seen more show cards this stream than any other previous ones. You know, it is funny when when guys show their cards. You know what I mean? It just makes the game slightly more entertaining. Some guys just refuse to show the cards. It's fun from time to time.
Yeah, and especially in a friendly game. Like, hey, if I'm playing with guys I know and it's friendly and somebody shows me, I'll show them.
Yeah.
Like,
just because we never see your cards, that doesn't mean you're impossible to read.
yeah.
Raise to 500.
And On is going to go ahead and raise.
With air. Well,
Just
gut
putting
shot.
people in spots.
He's got a gut shot here.
And looks super confident about it, too.
And check raise with air.
He's like, I did it before. I'm doing it again.
Except I don't like this spot as much as I like the last one. Yeah, and Sergio's just going to come back over the top and rip it.
How much more for me?
Now, Han has a decision to make. Does he want to go for it with the gutter?
I so tried. I was just like,
I mean, he could have more outs if Sergio was on a flush draw.
Sergio has all the kings, though. Like,
Yeah.
opened pre-flop, opened flop,
man,
open turn, gut check raise. Like, that's not, you're so weak here. So it's going to be another 500
Yeah.
bucks from
Han's not going anywhere. He pretty much priced himself in.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but Sergio's going to get paid. Well, we don't know, but I'll be shocked if he doesn't have a king.
Unless he has, you know, a flush draw.
You go twice?
Ace, queen, ace, jack of diamonds or something.
It's true.
Queen, jack of diamonds.
But, well, yeah, I guess he did. He would have flopped the, would have flopped it. Ace deuce of diamonds. I mean, hell, he's ahead with ace deuce of diamonds here.
Is that allowed to?
You're allowed to.
Oh, okay.
You have to agree to it.
Okay,
You
so
want
that's
it
a
twice?
call. We can go twice.
Okay.
He's asking you want to do it twice.
Okay, we're gonna run it twice.
What do you have? Queen, jack of diamonds. What did I say? Woo! Woo! Just calling him out.
Just the nuts.
Got it.
oh, and he gets there.
Okay, he gets there on the first one. Let's see if Han can get a 7-6 or no. Queen high still good. Yeah, boom, look at that. Queen
That's
jack of
not
diamonds.
queen high, that's a straight, my friend. He had the straight. Queen jack, 9-10, queen jack king. He had the nuts.
Oh yeah, he already had straight. I still called the hand though.
Oh, you totally did.
Straight with the flush draw. Well, I meant I meant on the flop. But yes. Give me some credit for calling queen jack of diamonds. Man. Come on.
I'll give you credit.
I said it was one of the hands.
Yeah. I'll always give you credit.
I have to admit, it's really fun when you can call someone's exact hand. I remember, when we were playing the other night on Tuesday night, and what's his name let out, and I go, I guess he got jacks. And he looked at me crazy, and then he just kind of turned him up, and then he just threw him down. He's like, how the hell do you know? I was like, well, it's a 9 high board. You're leading out. You either have tens or jacks. Like, why would you lead out there? You want to see where you're at. Some people are, some folks, not people per se, but some plays, you can kind of narrow down what you actually have. You know what I mean? That's why you have to play hands differently sometimes. And I have to admit, it feels so good when you call out someone's exact hand.
And speaking of what you were talking earlier about playing the player, I'm not going to say who it is or even the details of it, but you know what I'm talking about on Tuesday night. It's probably a guy using his own rep to do some of the best speech play I've ever seen to get a guy off.
Well, we can talk about that. Like Josh, our buddy Josh, Mosquito Joe Josh, who plays on the stream, he bluffed our buddy Mark. Mark had top pair. It was just a 10 though, like king 10 or something like that. And there's two deuces on the board. And Josh went all in for like 1,200 on the river, and just kind of sat there confidently drinking his beer as he normally does. And then he said like the funniest thing ever. He's like, you know, back in high school, I was most likely to have a deuce. And then he like kept drinking, and he got the fold. And, no.
What he did before he got the fold is even better.
So Josh is very likely to always play 7 deuce game either with people or by himself, and so he turns it over and shows a 7, and he's so likely to have deuce 7 deuce here. And what happened? Mark ended up folding reluctantly, and then Josh shows, and he has pocket 7s. It was pretty good.
It was a hell of a move.
Yeah, it was really funny.
And,
we all had a good laugh.
We got Faker flop the join here.
Oh, nice. It's always nice when you can flop a straight.
Yeah. And it's a nice rainbow straight, which is always nice. Oh, and he's getting bet into as well. Oh, I don't like that raise. He just raised it. I don't like that at all. I think you smooth call that. You raise on the turn. Yeah, because he just left money on the table there. TM let out. And yeah, you don't check raise that one. It's a rainbow. There's no redraws.
Will you put my side out for me?
I don't know. Otherwise, we'll just keep out.
I can't spell tonight.
I guess I don't really need
I do have somebody coming in.
No, I'm more than
Jason, right?
Yeah.
All right. You know what you're coming in for?
I'll be kind of about 2,500.
That's still crazy because that was down
We'll get you Zach out in a second. I'll go ahead and get you for this head.
Do we have another player coming in?
Looks like we do.
You know? Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Jason, just ran into him in the bathroom earlier.
Really, you want to talk about that?
No, but I literally ran into him to the bathroom. Like, hey, Jason, what's up, man? You know, that's what happens when men go to the bathroom. They run into each other. Well, we do not follow each other to the bathroom. We just happen
And
to
you
see
you
each
gotta
other.
leave the buffer space too.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's 5, you use number 1.
Oh, I know. Well, that only happens when you're like at a stadium, but there's like 20 urinals and one dude just comes right next to you. I'm just like, dude, you had 20 other people. 20 other urinals here.
I just want to break that guy's nose. I hate that.
Who?
The guy who stands right
Oh,
next to
they
you.
meant Jason. Jason's a nice guy.
Well, yeah, he's kind of shifty.
And we got Jason down in seat 4 now, and Jason is definitely a fun player to watch. And it'll be fun to see if him and An get into some entanglements here.
He is sporting an excellent Mr. Rogers style cardigan. I'm proud of him. Yeah. In fact, when he comes into the poker room, he changes his shoes.
Who?
Jason. He comes in, changes his shoes, puts them in the closet, and puts on a sweater. And then
Puts on
talks
the-
about how he loves children. And
Are you my neighbor? You are my neighbor. You know what's funny is he forgot his, what do you call those things?
sweater?
No, it's like the girl version. What do you call them?
A girl sweater?
No, there's a name for them. Yeah, cardigan. But I guess there's male cardigans, right? I don't know. I don't wear cardigans.
It's unisex. It's 2022.
I don't know. My wife buys cardigans, but we were joking around with Jason, like, "Where's your cardigan?" Because he didn't have his cardigan, and it was like super cold in here, so he bought a TCH hoodie.
Okay, we got a pair of 4s and 2 flush draws. Faker's got the 3rd nut flush draw. And not going to make it.
And the ace is still good.
And 6 check. Showdown.
And TK is going to go ahead and take down a small pot there.
Little pot. Make a couple $100.
What does Jason say? Oh, yeah. Make tacos 139 again. Well, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon with the inflation that we're been seeing the last couple of months. That is likely to, unfortunately, continue. So $5 tacos coming in, David. And
Hey,
not
everybody.
torchy
Welcome to
tacos.
Monetary Policy Talk. Let's talk about what Janet Yellen and the Fed are up to and how it's going to affect bond rates over the next 6 months.
Well, see, notice he said make tacos 139 again. I remember when they were like 59 cents on Sundays. You know, we went to
talking-
Taco Bell
are
on
we talking
Sundays.
Taco Bell tacos
Taco
here?
Bell
Yeah.
tacos. In the hood.
You know, the only thing I like at Taco Bell, and nobody gets them, but it's those little like cinnamon puffy things that they sell as a side. It's the only thing I like from there. Everything else is crap.
What?
They don't. That's worse. Ugh.
So I don't go to Taco Bell often, but if I ate it now, like it would taste good, but I know it's bad, so I don't do it. But man, I every time I did go when I was in college and stuff, I always got like 3 crunchy tacos, a soft taco, and a double decker. That was like my thing. So good. And now I see all these commercials about their breakfast. I know it's so bad and it's not real Mexican food or whatever, but like it just looks so good. 3, 4,
Got a-
king.
Flopped bottom pair and nothing else for on.
About a 125
who is, of course, going to bet it. He's turned into a wild man.
Yeah, 5-3 versus 10-8. And Han is in the lead here with the 3. Show it. He's going to show the 3.
All of this discussion of food, I have to order myself some dinner.
What are you going to order?
Probably Chipotle. It's easy.
Chipotle?
Yeah.
Are you saying that on purpose?
Okay. I could make it rhyme with throttle if you want. Chipotle.
You don't like saying Chipotle? Yeah, I don't ever go to Taco Bell either, but I've probably been to Taco Bell once in the last 6 years.
It's probably been 15 years since I've been to a Taco Bell.
You know who goes to Taco Bell all the time?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah.
He hasn't been.
When he gets off that stupid diet, I'm going to buy up a hefty bag full of tacos and have it delivered to the booth on a Monday night.
You and I and Aaron should just go to Taco Bell one time just for the hell of it.
I haven't been in a long time.
Commentator night.
Hmm.
7-6 suited.
So what's the best fast food?
Chick-fil-A. By far.
Chick-fil-A's in a tie with Wendy's for me. If I want a burger
Wendy's
from
is
fast
really
food,
good.
Wendy's is legit burgers.
And here we go with, this is what I love about Jason. He doesn't come here to just call. If he has a hand, he's going to raise. And TM has a hand here too, and he can likely come in for the 4-bet. So let's see what happens here. All of these guys are deep. 4.3, 2.3, and 5.2. Jason and TM, I'm not sure if they've ever played together before. This may be a first. They are both highly aggressive players, and I think TM is going to come in for the 4-bet here. And I am mistaken. He does not.
And that's a shame. Chipotle's closed.
Cheesy gordita crunch with the Dorito shell. Oh, that just sounds naughty.
You know what? Taco Bell is on DoorDash. I'm not going to do it.
You know what? I've never used any one of those things. DoorDash, or I don't know. I like to pick up my own food, and they take forever.
Yeah, me too.
And it looks like Sai is going to come in for the call, and we also got. Oh, look. Hold on. Where'd it go? Do we have? Oh no! So look at Dave. So Dave had the pocket Daves and would have flopped a set of Daves, and he just like showed it in his face like, oh God, why did I fold?
The only thing open.
Wendy's?
Yep.
The only thing open. Taco Bell has to be open.
I'm.
Taco Cabana's open.
If I can pick between Wendy's and Taco Bell, I'm going with Wendy's.
Oh, I would too. I would rather have a burger than fake tacos, but the fake tacos are good sometimes. But I say this, but I haven't been there in 6 years. We got 4 ways to the flop here. Equity-wise, Sai is in the lead here with a gut shot. He needs an 8 for a straight. And they check all the way around again unless TM wants to take a stab at it.
And we have, that is 435 and 7 seat actions on.
Does Texas have good pizza? Depends on where you go.
So I grew up in Chicago, and there is only one place in this city that I would consider that has fantastic world-class pizza. That's via 313.
I mean, I like home slice too.
Home slice, it's not bad, but it's
more New York kind of.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my God, pizza.
It's good. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not like the place you'd pick.
And TM's going to take down the pot with ace high.
Nice.
The best pizza in San Marcos is Sam's Club. I mean, I have to admit, this ain't local by any means, but I'm a sucker for Domino's. I really like Domino's. There's a place called Toss that I've been to, which is not bad. Via 313 is really good. Jet's Pizza, I had that recently. That's pretty good.
Actually, I just had that a couple months ago, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah. The thing is, all these pizzas that are not like franchise, they're so expensive. And I don't really like to overpay for pizza, right? It's essentially dough, sauce, and cheese, and some other ingredients on top. So what I like about Domino's is I can, there's one right by my house. You can get like one large for like $7.99, plus tax and tip. Like, it's like, I don't know, 10, 11 bucks. Whereas you go somewhere else and you're paying like $25 for the same thing. It's just like obnoxious.
Well, I have a Baconator on the way.
Oh, God, that sounds amazing.
I haven't had Wendy's in probably been 6 months. I don't eat a lot of fast food, so.
Back in the day when I used to go to Wendy's, I used to eat the I think it was the number 3 or the 4. I don't. It was the chicken sandwich.
It's not bad. Chick-fil-A's better.
Yeah, for sure. Pocket 8s here versus Ace. On raises up with the A7 suited. And Faker's going to go ahead and make the call, so we're going to go heads up to the flop here. And we got about 15 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys joining us. 10-7-4.
Oh, I apologize. Absolutely.
And Han has a 7 and a backdoor flush draw. He's going to go ahead and bet it here. Faker could peel. I mean, he's only worried about the 10 and potential overpair, but he's going to go ahead and let it go.
On does have the range advantage, though.
Yeah. Is this?
You can make a lot of money. I know what you mean. They couldn't expect it. They're not expecting it.
Listen.
Yeah, the first one in the window.
Winnie's fries are good.
Yeah, they are. The one probably not underrated, and I haven't had it in a long time. I cannot stand McDonald's. I think it's terrible. It's the worst food in the world, except McDonald's breakfast is fucking legendary.
I was kind of priced in, but all that shit says way better than pocket.
8-7 suited, Jack 2 for Cy here in the straddle is going to come along. Queen 9 in the big blind from DK. 3 ways to the flop here.
When I asked him, I was like, pocket deuce. And he's like,
3 King 7. Nobody has much of anything, but Han has a second pair with a pair of 7s, and this is going to get through and work, and he's going to take down a small pot. Dairy Queen is overrated as fast food goes. I do agree with that.
Except the ice cream at Dairy Queen. A Blizzard is a Blizzard. Like, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. But the actual, like, burgers and stuff, I get if you're, like...
I'd go, if I ever get it there, sorry for cutting you off, but I just get, like, the chicken strips.
Yeah. I mean,
the little basket.
We've both been, like, you're in the middle of nowhere in Texas, like a little small town Texas, and all they have is a DQ and a Whataburger. Like,
They're building one, like a brand new one, like right across the highway from where I live, which I'm kind of excited about.
it's
because,
dangerous.
Huh?
Dangerous.
It is dangerous, but the thing is, well, there's a lot of good stuff by where I live, but the thing is, the closest Dairy Queen to my house was like 10 miles away, like in the hood. So I was like, I'd go there, but it's like one of those old Dairy Queens from like the 1980s,
Yeah.
you know? It's just kind of like, man. But I like their ice cream. And if you want ice cream up till, I think, April 24th, it's like 75 cents a cone or something like that.
Really?
I told you that earlier.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention.
I know
this.
I know.
We should reach out to DQ and see if he wants to give us an even better discount.
Who? Oh,
DQ.
DQ. Got to raise up here.
What's time the stream man?
And Faker with 6s is going to come along.
And we have a raise to very little time.
Oh, Faker's going to raise over the top again. 250 with sixes.
Because of the incident, lose sometimes. And we lose a player.
And it's going to go ahead and get it done. Nice play there by Faker.
Looks like Sai's still our big winner from tonight. And nice and aggressive on his part.
So shot 10 and 6, and reach out for 20 and national stars.
I wonder how much that lady takes off there.
Oh, if you want a cool date night spot here in Austin, go to the pizza at the Grove Wine Bar and Kitchen. My wife and I went there last year. It's in the
Right downtown, yeah.
No, it's in the Westlake area. Well, I think there's 2 locations.
There's one right off of 6th, like right by 6th and Lamar. Like right.
Well, there's probably 2
west-
locations because the
yeah.
one we went to, it was in like the Westlake area.
I do like that place. They have a good brunch there. You know, I go and have mimosas and
Well,
avocado toast.
the one in Westlake, they have a really, really nice outdoor patio with like humongous oak trees,
Oh,
and
nice.
they have like Christmas lights wrapped around them.
Oh, that's cool.
So it looks super awesome. So find anyone on the dating apps. There you go.
Jeffrey's last night was fantastic.
Oh, you went?
Oh yeah, holy crap.
I feel like the last 15 minutes of streams, we always talk about food because it's just kind of like winding down. You kind of get that feel. But every now and again, we get a big hand to end the stream. What did you get at Jeffrey's?
The bone-in ribeye, the Wagyu bone-in ribeye was awesome. They have that kind of like hamachi carpaccio as one of their second courses, and it was one of the best things I've ever eaten. It was just utterly amazing.
And TM is going to call. If TM has a pair, he's going nowhere. Looking for a 4 or a king. That's not it. 10 is still good here.
You know, it'd be the nuts here.
Well, not necessarily. It would be ace-5, but.
It'd be the
Or excuse me,
effectiveness.
no. That would be 6-5. But deuce 4 would be the effectiveness, yes.
Interesting. On's taking a swing at it again. Kind of a big bet.
Oh, he got there.
See?
Wow, TM just does not go away.
I have a pair of 10s and 4s.
Wait, why did he check that? Oh, the straight. He was worried about the wheel.
Holy shit.
He just said, really, river. Holy shit. Got about 5 minutes. Oh, we got more than that. Sorry. We got about 10 minutes.
11, bro. Come on.
Oh, you fucking guys. Got me fucking fucked up. Y'all got heart. I love all you guys. For all the heart you got. A bunch of junk. I had the second best hand with 7-8 suited.
All right. And Davey goes up as well. 5 to go. All right, 8's full. 9 calls 5. 10's all right, 1's full. Oh, sorry, 1 calls, 2 fulls. 3 fulls. I got a raise to 40 on the board. 6 is going to full. That's 7. Did it really? Oh. Oh, that was, I got it. Should I back up like this? Okay. That worked.
All right, we're going 4 ways to the flop here. King, 3, ace, 9.
Surprised we don't know what TM has.
7, 7, check.
Yeah.
Check. Check.
This may be a first. We don't know what either player has because we don't know their cards whatsoever. Let's play the guessing game, David. What do you think?
Somebody has diamonds, somebody has a jack.
It looks like Jason bet 225. And TM's going to go ahead and call. The diamonds do get there. The domain is about 5 to 7 miles from TCH.
Yeah, it's just straight up 183.
Everybody's clocking out, so it's kind of like
I didn't realize he played 7 straight.
It's interesting action. I mean, yeah, Jason has diamonds. Bet you a nickel. Bet you $1 Jason has diamonds. TM at least has a king, and he's going to fold.
And TM is thinking this one through. And
Interesting.
he's going to go ahead and make the call.
Well, maybe
Oh.
at the very least we get to find out what they're holding.
Right? At least one of them.
Yeah.
And they're staring at each other now.
Jason's giving him the Mr. Rogers death look. I'm gonna put you on that little train with the speedy delivery man. Oh,
gonna
he's
let it go.
folding. Oh, now we will never know.
And everyone's talking about how far is the domain close to TCH because of some restaurant that's in domain. They're like, it's close. It's like less than a mile away, less than 5 miles away. I was just curious because I looked it up. It's actually the closest. The closest route is 6.5 miles away from domain to TCH.
You know, in celebration of the end of this stream, and I lost to Aaron, I am about to gamble all of my fake. I'm going all in on all my fake internet points because I haven't won yet tonight, and I know the way that math works means that I am due for a win.
I will be right back.
And I won. All right, back to poker. Jason's got 9s and an awesome sweater. TM has ace-8 of diamonds, and we know what he has. I don't know how or why, but we do. It's magic, apparently. Just going to go heads up. There we go, and he spikes an ace. Pretty standard lead out here. $150. It's an interesting. And on rate, he is a madman tonight. He raises it up. He is drawing dead to 2 outs, unfortunately. This is a pretty straightforward call here from TM, but if he smelled it out, which I don't think he did, I mean, he could try and get the flush draw off by just, coming over the top here. Of course, if he knew what they had, he'd do that in a second. But this is at least a call here.
And I'm back. Oh, wow. On with the 3-bet with 7s here. He takes some interesting spots at some interesting times.
The thing I would ask, and I'm sure he has one, but again, to come back to what we were talking about earlier, On's trying to tell a story here by raising. He's trying to rep stronger than he actually is. And what's realistic that he could have, like set of 6s, set of 4s, is really the only thing he's saying here.
The board pairs again. Nope. Yeah, I didn't want to go for it this time. I think he knows that, especially from that hand before with TM called him down with a 4 and then got there, that he's super sticky.
Yeah.
And making a bluff there that if Han had, not Han, not on, TM. If TM had any kind of ace, he was calling.
Yeah.
What's up, Doug? He said, when did Mr. Rogers join the game?
Well, we were just talking about that. What is, it's, what's the Mr. Rogers with the place with the city with the puppets? It's like, no. Mr. Rogers, the little train goes in and Lady Elaine's there. Like it's a, like imagination, I don't know. I don't remember. If you in the chat know, let me know. It's going to drive me nuts.
Ace-5 suited. You want to, how do you say that again?
Ragnar Overby.
Ragnar Overby.
Which sounds like...
Says, Double D, outstanding job in the booth tonight. Well, we appreciate it, man. Sounds like what?
I do as well. With a name like that, he sounds like he should be like raiding a fishing village and pillaging and like going off in a canoe.
And 5 ways to the flop here. Oh, yep, not 5 ways to the flop.
As is tradition.
I so thought
I'm so upset.
That's why you told her the side was there. You're like, oh, side started action. Side's gonna squeeze the shit out of us.
Monotone board here. Ace-5 flops 2 pair. Only On has a spade. Pair and a gutter for Dave.
2 pair for Faker. He doesn't like it though. Did he just check out? Oh no, that was TM. Sorry. See, I'm not good at paying attention. That's very generous of you, but just say I'm stupid. All right. Ah, thank you. Neighborhood of make-believe. Ah, okay. Thank God. It was going to drive me.
Faker bets 600 here. Protecting his hand from a flush draw.
I like that. It's an aggressive move, but I like it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be our last hand. Thanks for being with us tonight. It's been a fun 4 hours. It's been eventful. Oh, coming up? No, that's what I'm saying. The next hand is the last hand. Yeah. I'm pre-thanking the audience for being here. I'm not a professional broadcaster. We do have one straddle, one lonely straddle.
Yeah, I'm surprised
in
it's
our
not a
fund.
20, 40, 80.
Ugh.
Oh, well.
Ace 10 suited for Jason, middle position. This is yeah, I like this raise.
Ace 10 suited, beautiful hand.
Great hand.
And TM's going to come in with the last hand, it looks like, with a 10-6 off.
8, 9, and 10.
For the love of the game.
He wants to get in there in the last hand.
Yeah.
And we're going to go heads up.
At least I ended in the green.
Oh, 3-way. Okay. Sergio's in there.
Gonna have everything here. And Queen 10. With one spade. So middle pair and a backdoor for Jason. Middle
Top
pair.
pair for Sergio.
Yeah.
And also a 10 for TM, so you know he's not going anywhere.
He is absolutely not.
Monday was my first time to go finish a stream in red.
Top pair and a gut shot for him, actually.
Yep.
I think this is just a call. It's rainbow.
That was both that fun down.
Monday was my first.
I was just caught.
Yeah, there you go.
Still 3 ways.
3 ways to the flop here.
We see a spade on the turn. Spade on the, not a spade.
Hearts come into play, but nobody has hearts.
That opens the gut shot now for TM as well.
I mean, Jason's cards are on the fucking scanner.
And Sergio is still good, but that's a very straighty board.
Yeah, that's a scary board.
But he's going to go ahead and lead into this. Small bet. Very small. Blocker bet. Would suck to get raised here.
Oh, and he's going to get
He's
paid.
going to call with the 10.
Nice.
All right. Well, we definitely had a fun and eventful stream. That was probably one of the better 2-5 streams, most action stream we've ever had. But that's going to do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, David Della Pena, and we got,
David Pratt sitting over here.
yeah, and we'll be back April 28th, 2 weeks from today, with a fun 5-5 stream coming at you. So come back and join us. Y'all have a good night.
Live.
Is it bottom left?
Top right.